Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. I am not there, for I am here. Welcome back to the Deep Blue everyone. I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. It's good to see you guys here. I am kind of tired today, even though I didn't particularly do much. It's just one of those days when, you know, you kind of feel like a little drop weight of energy. Maybe it's because I didn't take my vitamins today. I forgot to do that. I meant to take vitamins actually prior to stream, but I totally forgot about that until now that I'm talking about it. Oh shit, I forgot to pop up some windows up. Hold on. To check what you guys are up to on Twitter and YouTube side. Give me a sec. Wait. Because sometimes if I don't like pop up the Twitch chat straight from the Twitch website, I miss out on a few things. Like I don't see some certain things such as hype trades and everything like that. So I want to put that up. Give me a second. Let me do that. Alright, and we're back. Thank you for starting a hype train. You see what I mean? I'm like, I think that was a hype train sound, but like how come I don't see anything going on? Thank you for the 20 stream streak. God damn, 20 stream streak people up in here. And I also see, of course, Jason, thank you for being a titling for 11 months in total. Cobalt Strider, 11 months as well. Black Cat, thank you for lurking. Welcome back to the Deep Blue, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, it's a little bit slow energy sort of day. I want to drink, but also I ate too much. So I should eat my vitamins. I'll do it later. It's fine. I'll tank it. I'll eat my vitamins before I go to sleep. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Let me see who's actually the first here at the Deep Blue. Who do I see here? I see that the first is actually Kyle. Congratulations, Kyle, on being the first. Followed up by the disappointed Igazin. Kyle, our hopeful first, and Igazin. No, wait. Kyle is the speedy thinker. Igazin is the hopeful first. Living up to the name, Igazin. And Tirondas, I see you be the third. Jason, our tender fist boy. It sounds so weird if I say that out of context. There is context to it, okay, guys? And Discount Chatter. Is that our top 5? That is our top 5. Congrats to our top 5 here. 5 gifted subs. Side. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs on Twitch side. Thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings into the Deep Blue and continuing the hype train. Thank you. God damn you guys. I also see Zoe, Jason, and wait, I already mentioned Jason. Ayo, I like cheese, our drunk scribe, Ridgeway, Sloth So Super, Cross9S, Magic Attacks, and Atav, and Ghost of Mint, and Sly Maverick, of course, on YouTube side, even though Sly actually gifted on Twitch side. Sly are existing on both planes, both on Twitch and YouTube. Is that what's going on? And Izanagi is here as well, and Jyrison, and Seviath. Who else do I see here? Did I miss anyone? Or is that everyone? Hold on. Isrice, welcome back to the Deep Blue. And that's everyone, yeah. Oh, Big Dog Hoops, welcome to the Deep Blue. Welcome back, everyone. It's always lovely to see so many familiar faces and names. Did we continue the hype train? Yes, we did. We're on level 2 hype train. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to Sly for bringing in 5 new titlings into the Deep Blue. You know what? At the Deep Blue, us titlings, we're not exponentially growing, but we're having a little bit of slow growth, and I think that's great. And I appreciate it. If anything, I think recently I've been thinking about this, right? I don't know if you guys think about this, but like if you guys see people who make their content out of like life stuff and a lot of like personal opinions and like having takes on things, it can get quite I mean, opinions are opinions, you know what I mean? They can be quite divisive and they can be quite extreme, meaning that some people who will see your content can be quite can bring in quite some friction sometimes. So one of my worries if I one day grow too exponentially is that I won't be able to manage my own energy dealing with that shit, or just having too much of an influx for me to take care of myself. But anyway, we don't have to worry about that because we're growing steadily here. I was thinking about that today though. The fact that I do like content about life and like say opinions and stuff like about life and everything, AI and whatnot. I have my opinions, right? On stream and everything, even though they're not like particularly the most controversial stuff, I do tend to avoid that. But sometimes, you know, we're people who come from different walks of life with different experiences, different cultural backgrounds. So sometimes I'm bound to have an opinion that doesn't sit well with other people, right? As much as possible though, I try to keep it as objective as possible, but who am I kidding? I mean, I'm only human after all. Well, a sea fox, you know what I mean? So sometimes I'm also prone to certain quote-unquote, as you call it, blind spots. Which is why I always enjoy having discussions. But the thing is, like, if I post a video, I cannot have a discussion in YouTube comments. It goes nowhere. I do not have the energy to kind of have discussions on YouTube comments. But I love having the discussions that we have here on Twitch, on streams, both Twitch and YouTube. Jason, thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings again into the Deep Blue on YouTube side. And UG Poo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. This is why I do not post my thoughts. I mean, I'm generally not someone, if you look at my social media, I don't really do that. I don't really post my thoughts and stuff, but I try to share my experiences and my personal opinion, but I say it like it's a personal opinion. It doesn't mean it's immune to criticism or immune to bad takes. You know what I mean? And I will say whether something is backed by proper research and me properly looking things up with effort or not. On social media I don't do it, but I like doing it for like on stream, and thus naturally it kind of becomes the stuff that I upload on YouTube. And I love making video essays, so that's a different thing as well. But usually those are a little bit better because the stuff that I put on for video essays that I do on YouTube, they're mostly like, everything's pretty much like, I do loads of research for them. You know, I say I have my own opinions, but I don't, because I don't base my opinions off of just nothing. I think they tend to be less risky in a sense, you know what I mean? I don't have like people throwing down some relatively energy draining comments. I don't know how else to explain those comments. Just now, we've only started stream for like what, 13 minutes, and we already have like 10 new titlings in the deep blue. Thanks to Jason and Sly, thank you so much. And also I see that Savayat gifted a sub over to Sly. Thank you Sly, thank you. And Toki, 26 months of being a titling here at the deep blue. Damn, you are slowly turning into one of the old ones here, one of the OGs here at the deep blue. Hey, hold on, let me catch up with chat here. Have you been having a lovely evening? Yeah, it's nice to wind down with you guys. I've been looking forward to it. Usually when someone's starting arguing with me, I'm just not gonna go further with that. I'm ready to prove my point only when it's critical. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between like arguing and having a discussion. I don't really entertain arguments because when an argument is a closed, it's a one-sided discussion that's fueled with some emotions. That's what I think is an argument. All right, I feel like when you're in that state, if someone is in that state, they're not really there to listen to what you have to say. They're only there to make a point, and you're supposed to listen to them, and they'll only settle once you agree with them or you change the topic. So I usually don't do those sort of things, but I am always open for discussions. And that's my favorite thing, when you meet someone like who's like you can share an opinion about or ask a question, and they don't immediately just shut it down with their own opinion. I love it when they're open to discussions. And that's the best thing about like having human companionship, right? You can have like multiple perspectives, and you can kind of bounce your idea or an opinion off someone else, and then it can flourish into something newer and more refined in a way. Oh wait, my phone is like covering the chat. Hold up. A lot of people trying to fight lots of worthless battles out there. That's what I'm saying, especially on social media. I don't know how people find the energy for it. I think I used to, honestly, but I think I've been on the internet quite long enough to kind of just not do it anymore. Wapper! 21 months of being a titling here at the Deep Blue. Merry Christmas in advance for those who celebrate. Thank you. I will have a celebration, like a Christmas stream next week. I will only be streaming like once next week because unfortunately I have stuff going on for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and day after Christmas. So I can't stream then. But I will be streaming on the Tuesday of Christmas week, where I'll do some giveaways of like merch. I think, I don't know, maybe I'll do 2, and if I'm feeling like a generous god, I'll do 3, but 2 is what I'm aiming for. And we can have Christmas discussions, right? We can talk about, okay, what are some things that would lead you up to the naughty list? Let's not talk about it today, no, we talk about that next week, okay, leading up to Christmas. Hi there, Ray. I'm too lazy and cynical to care about trying to share my opinion on most things. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons that like I mentioned, I'm not really one to share my opinions in public, but I do love discussions, which is why I talk about these sort of things with you guys. But that's also like the main reason why like I mentioned before, I generally hold myself back from commenting on YouTube comments, because if it goes further, aka let's say that there's someone that kind of quotes me out of context, and then I debate that and be like, hey, don't do that. Here's what I meant. If they clap back at me again and it's just gonna be a chain response, I don't want to put energy into that, dude. Like, if you want to argue against me or bring a topic of discussion, come to my streams. I'm not gonna start a whole ass argument on YouTube. I don't. If like on one video 5 people start doing that, like I will never not have enough energy in my whole day to even entertain that, man. You know, that's why I just try to generally avoid commenting on YouTube, but I read everything. I read everything. And of course, you know, sometimes, as much as I say that I like having discussions and you know, I also accept criticism and stuff like that. That's something I try to do, or at least be aware of. But I think a certain human side of me sometimes can be like, no, don't falter against this guy's opinion, because, you know, all humans have an ego, you know, right? That's a thing. But I'm old enough to kind of have the awareness to kind of differentiate between whether me not wanting to agree with this guy or give it a thought of what they said is an ego thing, or if it's actually an objective thing. That's what happens when you, at least for me, that's what happens when you get a little bit more ancient, guys. You gain the wisdom and awareness for these sort of things. It is fun to poke the hornet's nest from time to time, though. Yeah, I know some people who enjoy that. It's just not for me. I don't think it's part of my values somewhere out there to kind of just, you know, start something that's supposedly unnecessary because you can avoid it altogether. I'm generally not that kind of person, but hey, you know, you guys live your own lives. You guys are your own adults. You guys reap your own consequences, so feel free to do whatever. As long as you don't hurt yourself or the people around you. Obi-Wan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Gonna have to look a bit. No worries, Trandis. Hope you have a good, productive lurk. Hope your day at work is pretty decent. Worthless, but I somehow cannot stop myself from caring for those caught in the crossfire. I mean, yeah, I understand. I mean, sometimes I get that feeling too. And I'm not saying like it's wrong to pay attention to these sort of things, but also you need to, I think if I had advice for this sort of topic, I would say be aware of your own energy levels. If you have the energy to entertain or like, you know, attempt dying on a hill on whatever it is you want to fight for this topic, then I say why not, right? If you want to, then sure. Or you feel like you strongly believe in this topic and you getting it out of your system will help a lot and you have the energy to spare, then sure. I just happen to not be, I just don't care much about online arguments more, like, I think. I'd rather do something else, you know, IRL, and distract myself with something IRL. Also, thank you for completing the hype train at level 3, guys. We just started stream and you guys started a hype train. Thank you so much, you generous titlings. It would be really taxing. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I think a lot of people on the internet don't think of that, you know? Like, they don't think of how having so many virtual negative energy opinions thrown at one single person or content creator or public entity or digital creator, whatever, can be so taxing on a person. I mean, we see that related topic. I don't think this is drama. It's just a current happening, right? Or a recent happening. Baby, you know, Money recently said he quit music, right? Because he can't be fucked anymore, basically. I mean, people, I don't know. I wish people were kinda bad. But like, we can't control the people around us, and especially on people online. We can't do anything about these sort of things. I can only wish, I guess, that people are kinda in general. People are kinda on the internet. I feel like I feel like back then, before the internet, for example, I don't think people were exposed to be so mean, you know what I mean? Or at least they have less reasons to be mean. But now, because the internet is just a normal thing, it's a normalized thing, everyone accesses it, and, you know, everyone is kind of like, has this wall of anonymity kind of protecting them. They just it it gives them an excuse to be mean, I guess, in a way. Gives them some sort of a protective barrier to be mean. Sometimes I share my opinion on the internet, but seeing how fast one can be misunderstood, I think it's best to withhold opinions mostly. Yeah, or like try to share it in the most neutral way possible. I mean, PR training, if you want to call it that, alright? I feel like most VTubers, at least I try to, because I don't think I ever want to... Look, I work hard for the content I put out, and I love what I do and everything like that. I don't ever really want to compromise it, you know what I mean? Over, like, say, a silly opinion I share on the internet. So I try to be, like, very mindful of what I say. And if I think that there isn't, like, a neutral light in which I can share an opinion, then I'd rather not share it. And plus, I also always say this, but I like my platform being like a place of escapism, which used to be like the tagline back then with the 1.0 model. I saw escapism and daydreams. It's also in a sense that, you know, we have enough shitty shit stuff going on in our day-to-day lives already, so I want to keep my platform mostly good vibes, just purely good vibes. And that's what I try to maintain. I just don't see any point in arguing. People just wasted their energy in this ridiculous battle of opinions. It's ego. Sometimes people find it very worth it to protect their ego. And I don't judge. I understand and it's a valid feeling. But I'm just glad that I've gotten out of that trap personally, that I have the awareness to kind of just, this is an ego thing and just let it go, you know? When did you start your VTubing? 3 years ago, Curie. Back then, there were actual consequences to being mean. Yeah. People were mean before the internet. The internet just made it so anyone would know. No, I truly think that I don't think people are that mean in general. It's just that the internet gives a reason to not always be nice. You get what I mean? It's not that the internet gives you a reason to be mean, but the internet gives you a reason to not always be nice. Like you can give less of a fuck of what other people think about you because you're kind of anonymous. And also the fact that you get exposed to more extreme opinions because of the social media algorithm and shit like that. That's why we're seeing like a lot of mean stuff on the internet. But I do think that people in general aren't that mean. It's just that it's enabled by our current internet platform. Like, I reckon, like, with some of these people, like, if you meet them IRL, they're really not that mean. They're just empowered by the anonymity and, like, whatever the fuck they're exposed to. Or propelled by it, in a way. The Last Tissue, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. There has always been keyboard warriors. In the past, they were just using pen and paper. Like, you guys know that guy who wrote a fucking complaint on a fucking stone tablet? Similar to what happens after the VTuber Streamer Award, a lot of backlash and has been going on for weeks now. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I understand the backlash. I understand it's valid, but also... oh my god. I just wish people were kinder, man. Like, what benefit do you get from being mean? I don't understand. Am I just too nice to the point that I don't understand? Like, I think in general, people are more incentivized to be nice than mean. There are more reasons to be nice than mean. And I do believe that by default, people are nice unless they have like certain psychological issues that are inherently there since birth. You know what I mean? I think by default, if we could put people on an alignment chart, they'd probably be like neutral good. And then maybe it'll shift a little as you grow up, but in general, people are born neutral good. If, you know, we put them in a controlled setting. I don't think anyone's born inherently bad, like I said. Yeah. unless there's like some psychological problem that's there since birth. Like for example, you know how some people are born psychopathic and everything like that. Yeah, where you kind of being a psychopath means that, according to the book I read, Emotional Intelligence, they say that the main reason someone is a psychopath is because they don't have a sense of empathy, right? So it makes sense. Like for example, if you have the part of your brain that's supposed to let you have the feelings of empathy towards other people and you don't have that, it makes sense that you could be mean and do questionable things. Hey man, if you provide a shelter from the storm, the service is more welcome. Yeah, I think that's... I enjoy it. I enjoy being providing a little escapism, a little respite here at the Deep Blue, and also having good vibes and good talks and discussions. I like the idea of being able to kind of bring the vibes that you would bring when you have good talks at a bar with a stranger. Except we're not really strangers now, are we? If you guys come to the Deep Blue often, a loyal customer then. Like, you know, if you... like, so if some of you guys go to the barber, or like, you know, your hairstylist or whatever, your stylist, or you go to your go-to bar and you're kind of like buddy with the bartender, that's the vibe I want to bring. It feels a hole where a soul used to be, Noira. X is a rolling battlefield that even bleeds into reality. Yeah. For me, being mean is a protective mechanism. People just being mean to feel so confused and they see someone as a threat to their comfort. So they start to yell and say things, saying mean stuff to protect their ego from collapsing. Now that's the thing, I don't know. Like, when people are mean, do they even realize what's going on? I feel like they don't. You know, when people are mean, I don't think they realize what's going on with their emotions and why they're feeling that way. I think it's also, like, part of the reasons they can be so mean is because, well, they don't have the awareness. If they maybe built the awareness, maybe they can manage their emotions better and manage their actions better. Like, we can see from a third person, like an outsider's perspective, and we can assume things about why people do certain things, right? But I think being the person who's actually doing it, I feel like some part of it is because they don't know any better, you know? They don't know any better on how to manage their emotions, or they just never had the right experiences to kind of grow out of it. I'm sorry, I'm a very positive person, okay? It's hard to say whether anyone can be born evil. It's just old nature versus nurture. Yeah. A little escapism, perhaps, a daydream or two. Exactly. We don't use that tagline anymore because I think it confuses people. I mean, it's much easier if I say I'm the sea fox oneesan who serves life talks on the rocks, right? But anyway, I'm meant to be drinking today, but I'm not drinking yet because I ate too much for dinner. So maybe I'll fix myself some whiskey later on once my dinner settles, because right now I'm too fucking full. I'm currently reading also through the book. It's really insightful about some of those things, right? Cross9S. It's a really good book. Although it's quite hefty, but it's a really good book. It's easier to blame someone else instead of blaming yourself. Look, I do think that when we're talking about blame, hey, I think by default humans always blame other people. It's the easiest. It's like a defense mechanism. I mean, if you have the option of blaming other people, why shouldn't you? I think when you're born, if you're not taught any better, you will inherently and naturally just blame other people if you're not taught accountability or learn accountability along the way. I think I also used to, when I was a younger sea fox, I was like that too. So I kind of understand. You know, it's just, I think I had certain experiences along the way where it made me a little bit more responsible, a little bit more accountable for a lot of things. But back then, I think I used to blame everything else around me rather than myself. Because it was the easiest thing to do rather than looking inwards, right? It requires like a degree of, I wouldn't say braveness, but like a degree of strength to kind of just be like, it is what it is, and then you get good. To put it simply, it does require a degree of strength and grit, which I only learned later on in life. I mean, I just call it the cycle of hate. A lot of us probably do want to be kind and nice and loving, but that hate is perpetuated by others. Yeah, I think so too. Just with your live talk shows. Thank you, Fond. What do we call you? Fond. I'm gonna just call you Fond. Thank you, Fond. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I hope you like the vibes here then. If you like the shorts, hope you also like the streams. Maybe wrong, but people can be mean for two reasons. Because they were upset by something else. Because they think their opinion is right. I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. I think some people can just be upset because they're just upset. Like, you know how we can't really control our feelings? It's more of a like a instinctive primal sort of thing. It's like, aha, monkey brain. Things happen in the brain, chemistry shit, and then we feel a certain way, right? Feelings aren't really something we can control, but it's something we can be aware of. So I think like a lot of people are mean or angry and whatever because they feel a certain way and they interpret it a certain way that isn't particularly nice. So upset by something else because they, yeah, I think it's a little bit more nuanced in that aspect. Yeah, rough upbringing. Many people on the internet probably act on immediate impulse and do a cool time before they write an argument. Very true, but it's also because, you know, internet, anonymous, woo! Like, you're not really held accountable on the internet. Even when you are, like, you see people get cancelled sometimes, and that is the degree of accountability that we have on the internet. You can get cancelled. But the thing is, like, getting cancelled, it's only mostly valid when you have a certain following. Like, if people don't fucking know you, I don't think you can get cancelled, dude. Cancelled for what? By who? To what extent? I'm gonna lose my 2 followers, you know what I mean? Other than getting cancelled, you don't really get to... there's not much accountability if you're an account on the internet. Drinking is harmful? Oh yeah, no, I know, Bloopy. I know. That's why. Despite liking drinking, and despite the fact that I could technically drink every day, I don't. I drink like once or twice a week, and with moderation too. And I drink a lot of water. Don't worry, Bloopy. But thank you for that reminder. That's very sweet of you. I'm the opposite. I blame myself for everything. Well, that's a different thing then, hey? That's a different thing. Hi, Lakota! And hello, Cashew! You can't control our feelings. Sorry, I'm scrolling down really quickly and missing some chat just to catch up. We can't control our feelings, but we can learn how to notice them and take the time to cool things down if possible. Yeah, like in the book Emotional Intelligence, I think they took some people who used to be bullies or something, like kids, teenagers. And once I think one of the methods they used was actually teaching them about empathy and emotional intelligence. And basically, yeah, emotional intelligence. And then they would come out better because they get taught emotional intelligence. This is very oversimplified, by the way, because I don't remember the exact details. And another thing was like with prisoners, they did this experiment where prisoners who were incarcerated were kind of put in a situation where they had to roleplay being the victim. So they kind of had to, the goal was to kind of instill empathy into them, to be like, hey, do you know what it feels like for the victim if this was done onto them? They did that for the prisoners. And then I think like a good percentage, like a majority, like what, 80% or something, didn't repeat their crime again once they got out of prison. So that's why I think part of me thinks that most of the bad things and mean things that people do is actually the root cause of it. Most of the times is just they have feelings and they mistranslate it, or they just don't know what to do with it. They don't know any better, or they never had the experiences to kind of know how to deal with those feelings better. But of course, it doesn't excuse what they do, okay? If people do shitty things, it doesn't excuse their actions. What's done is done. And sometimes the intention doesn't matter, even if it comes from, like, you know, an accidental place, right? This was the thing with, like, Invisigal, right? And Dispatch. Like, actions are actions and they have consequences regardless of what your intentions are in the beginning, or even if you didn't know any better. It doesn't excuse the actions. They still have the same repercussions. It is yeah, it doesn't excuse it. That's what I'm saying. But it at least gives, like, some context to why it was done, but it doesn't excuse it. At least it can be, at least, you know, like, some sort of clarity or feedback for what to improve on so that it's not repeated. That's why I'm a person of second chances. I believe I'm really the kind of person who sorry. If someone fucks up, I would give them a second chance, you know, especially if they're honest about it and we can talk through it and they realize what they can do better next time. I usually give them a second chance. Pendulum! Oh my god. Super chat, arigato. Thank you for your offerings towards the shrine, Pendulum. Dropping in for a sec while at work to all have happy holiday and wonderful New Year's. Much appreciation to all Tidlings and Sea Fox oneesan. No, much appreciation to you, Pendulum. And thank you for actually dropping in at work. God damn. My blessing to you, Pendulum, is that I hope at work you encounter some wholesome moments, maybe with your colleagues or maybe with your customers. I hope it's not all doom and gloom. I hope there are just little quirky, funny moments that you'll get to experience towards the end of the week. Thank you, Pendulum, for your offering towards the shrine. Super dayo aka. What did you miss? Just a lot of yaps. Did they execute the experiment in prison? I don't remember, but, like, I think it was really very much like the prisoner had to be basically they had to role play as the victim and act as the victim, and there was, like, another, I don't know, another person who would act as what they did for their crime, to instill a sense of understanding and thus empathy, so that they know, because apparently I believe the hypothesis was that prisoners do these mean things because they don't know what it's like for the victim, or maybe they don't have much sense of empathy, or they don't understand what these victims go through. You guys can look it up. I don't remember the particular details of it, but you guys can look it up. Prisoner, actually, let me find the keywords for it. Prisoner, experiment, empathy, roleplay. Ah, okay. It's called the Stanford Prison Experiment. Yeah. Wait, let me check the results of it. So the Stanford, let me read this out to you guys. What's the TLDR of it? Publishing, preparation. Is there no TLDR of this? This is a good time for AI to help me TLDR this shit, actually. You guys can look up the sources yourself, but just for, like, for the sake of ease of explaining it on stream, summarize it for me and tell of the results of the experiment. Is it? Wait, what? Is it that one? Let me double check. Oh, it's not this one. You're right. It's not this one. Wrong one. On bullying behavior. Is it empathy training? Yeah, it's not this one. Other experiments. Playing crime. Hold on, let me find it, guys. Now I'm fucking curious. Where is it? I mean, I could grab my book, but I can't be fucked right now. It's in the emotional intelligence book. Oh, right. Yeah, it's not that one. My bad. It's not that one. The fuck? Do I have to fucking whip out my book? Even AI can give me any decent one. Anyway. Oh, I'm tempted to just take my book. Hold on. Is my book near me? Let me see. Give me a sec. Is it here? Oh, my book is here. Okay, my book is actually here next to me. I have a bookshelf next to me. Now I just need to find it. Oh, actually, maybe I can look it up this way. Do you like the sound of my keyboard? Oh, wait! Amygdala hijack. Wait, no, it was actually that experiment. It's actually the Stanford one. Stanford prison experiment. Yeah, he used it to explain the concept of amygdala hijack. Oh, it was actually that one. Let me find it here. Yeah, you hear like the clicking of my keyboards and now the turning of pages. Fuck, you guys got me curious now. Okay, I'm near here. I'm currently in the amygdala hijack section. Prisoners. Did the prisoners... Fuck. I'm sorry. No. Oh yeah. It's correct. So none of the participants in the Stanford prison experiment went on to commit actual crimes or become career criminals after the study ended. Oh no, wait, that's the guards. Hey. Oh yeah, that's the guards. Damn AI, you're so dumb. Fuck. Okay, give me a little bit, okay? I'm curious now. I feel like I need to find this. Really quickly, let me just skim through this chapter. Where is it? Actually, I have a question for you guys. Fuck, I can't find it. Anyway, I'll look it up. When I find it, I'll tell you guys on Discord, okay? I'll look it up properly when I'm off stream, because you guys got me curious now. Let me give it another try, actually. Was there any other prisoner experiments in the emotional intelligence book? Good morning, Lucky. Oh, wait, it's this one. The Milgram Obedience Study. Hold on, I think I found it. Yeah, the Milgram Obedience Study. Hold on. I'm so happy we found it. Oh, okay. So... Wait, no, this is a different study. Is it? No, this is a different thing. Did I get like 2 different studies mixed up? This is why you shouldn't just take whatever I say without a grain of salt, okay? Because my memory is really bad sometimes. Anyway, I'll look it up. But like, as I remember it, which may be right or wrong, is that, like I mentioned before, it's like a study that was done in prison. The prisoners were made to kind of roleplay the roles of the victims. And then from there they learned to kind of empathize with the victims and thus ended up not committing crimes again when they got released. I'll look it up later. Yeah, the milkroom one was a shock experiment, right? Yeah, that's a different one. Yeah, I'll look it up properly next time. God damn it. My stupid memory. To be fair, it's been a while. But yeah, there's no excuse for that. I'll find it. I don't want to give you guys like the wrong information, you know. And right now I'm only like hold on, let me drink. I'm relying on AI, so I'll probably manually just sift through my book instead. I'll tell you guys on Discord, okay? Sorry to disappoint you guys. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think empathy goes a long way when it comes to determining how people react towards things. And I think having the shroud of anonymity and like, you know, the nature of the internet kind of really takes away the empathy side of people. On top of like the fact that you're not dealing with these people face to face, right? The fact that whoever you're kind of shitting on the internet, you're not seeing their physical reaction to it or their face to it and how sad it can make them, and thus it makes anonymous jabbers even more ruthless. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Yeah. Have you read Elephants on Acid and Other Bizarre Experiments? I don't think so, no. But you know what I found out recently? I found out that animals like getting drunk too. They eat like fermented fruits and stuff like that and get drunk. So it's not just humans who like getting drunk, animals too. I also showed up how quickly people can throw the blame for others, even if they were the ones that pushed the button. Yeah, that one was an interesting experiment too. Honestly, the book Emotional Intelligence introduced me to a lot of experiments, and it's interesting because, you know, it gives you a lot of perspectives and stuff you can look up additionally after you know, went on your own time. So a really good book. Hi there, Nixily. Am I saying your name right? Welcome to the Deep Blue. At least you weren't fully committed to spreading misinformation. I know. That's why I quoted, I heard from this book. Yeah. I think I try to not ever say with full confidence about things that I don't remember. That's funny. The funny thing is that, you know, I was pretty sure that was how the experiment was. I was pretty relatively confident about it, but that really just shows how questionable the human memory can be, right? Which is actually shown in another experiment, or like multiple experiments, like how we can kind of look back and have certain nostalgia of certain things only to realize that our memory of it is very bad. For example, Mr. Bean. You guys know how like Mr. Bean used to feel like there were like so many seasons of Mr. Bean. Apparently there were only like 10 episodes of Mr. Bean. Mr. Death, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And Kokushi as well, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Call me anything y'all want. Okay. Hi there, Charles. How are you? Animals like getting drunk. You guys are... Wait, hold on. Let me read chat. You guys are scared of getting replaced by AI. I'm afraid of getting replaced by a drunk animal with a pen. Yeah. Imagine how powerful drunk animals will be, man. What about like... What if drunk monkeys start replacing your drunk scribe job, Cheese? What if a drunk monkey starts making up the animals of the Deep Blue? History of the Deep Blue. Are we all animals getting drunk on fermented fruit sometimes? Yes, very deep. Yes, very aware, very clarifying thought, John. Thank you for that. We are. That's who we are, right? Animals who sometimes get drunk on fermented fruit. Milgram experiment, and people on social media can vote to forgive or not forgive. Oh yeah, the Milgram experiment, if anything, it kind of really shows, like, somehow, like, the interaction of people on the internet, right? You get to see that if you don't really see the person face to face, how much empathy you can take away from the person. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the experiment will be so different if it was actually held face to face. Like, you get to see the person who's getting shocked. Mr. Bean has only 10 episodes. I will fact check myself. How many episodes of Mr. Bean are there? Wait, I shouldn't ask AI. 15 original live. Oh, I'm spreading misinformation again. And I came up. Oh, wait. 15 is including. No! Fuck! I'm spreading misinformation again, guys. Oh, you see how bad my memory is? Fuck me. Yeah, there are 15 episodes of Mr. Bean. And I literally just came upon that information not too long ago. How the fuck did I get it so wrong? I saw that literally within this week. Well, at least a drunk monkey won't eat cheese. Yeah, fair. There were also specials. Yeah, but apparently there are 15 live actions. The animated series had like 182 plus episodes, but the classic series starring Rowan Atkinson consists of 14 main episodes and one best tidbits compilation that is often counted as the 15th. So like at the least 14, at the most 15. So misinformation again, guys. Yeah, we don't count the animated one. That's like a different thing. I feel like you can't really replace it, man. I feel like it's so much funnier when it's the live action. And I found out recently, was it on Netflix or something, or HBO? I saw that Rowan Atkinson is actually doing another TV series called something Baby. I can't remember. I do want to give that a shot and try to watch it. All the confidence, none of the accuracy. Yeah. So sometimes you guys need to check me in place, yeah? When you hear me spewing something out with confidence, sometimes you gotta ask me, Noira, with how much of a confidence is that? What percentage of confidence are you at? Like, you know, a statistic report, you know, at what confidence are we saying that at? Man vs. Baby. Is it good? Have you watched it, Sloth? Fuck, I'm still confused. I'm still, let me try another new session of AI. Mention Daniel Coleman's. I'm still so curious, dude. I heard there's a new, yeah, there is a new, thinks longer. There is a new Gemini, I believe. Let's see if I can make it think longer. Is it gonna give me a better answer? Man vs. Baby, watch it recently. It's both funny and infuriating. Is it entertaining? Where he wrecks a rich person's house trying to hunt a bee. What? That's a crazy premise, dude. The hell? Wait, I'm reading the experiments mentioned in the book. It's not mentioned here at all. What the? AI, I asked you literally like almost the same question, and why are you giving me two separate fucking answers? Nah, what the hell? All of the guys on Valious Blackadder was comedy gold. Blackadder! That's way back when, right? British comedy? There's a scene where he's... I recently watched so I remember my friends back in Australia used to have like this obsession towards Monty Python, right? Unfortunately, I can't really share that humor with anyone else. I mean, I kind of find it funny, but I haven't really watched through everything. But I particularly remember one clip that's just ridiculous. Did any of you guys watch Monty Python? So I remember the scene in Monty Python when they were like trying to get into like this fortress, like this French fortress. It is merely a flesh wound. Yeah, you know the French fortress one? Where they just started hurling insults and it was ridiculous. Guys, I found it. I fucking found it. Hold on. The prisoner thing? I found it, yo. After I switched Gemini into the thinking mode, which apparently makes it think harder and longer, it gave me the right thing. So I did not actually just imagine that shit up, okay? Hold on. I'm asking for the sources. It's taking a while. Your mother was a hamster. Yeah, Monty Python is actually pretty funny. And there's like a lot of hilarious clips on YouTube. Okay, I'll read it word by word as to what's said by... Note, this is AI. I'm not getting... Where are the fucking sources? Hold on. I'll just read it straight from the... Where? I asked you for the sources. Where are the sources? Excuse you. Oh my god, it's so long. Step on me, mommy. That's a crazy name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Okay, I'll read it word by word from... This is from AI. For some reason, it's... The sources... Oh, wait. I do have sources here. Oh my god, the sources are literally journals. Okay. You guys can look up your own sources. There are journals. Like this journal says Victim Empathy Intervention with Sexual Offenders. That is a journal that covers it. I'll use AI's summary of it. In Daniel Goleman's emotional intelligence book, victim role reversal, also referred to as empathy remediation, is presented as a clinical and educational intervention designed to rehumanize victims in the eyes of offenders. The technique is used to combat the specific cognitive and emotional deficits found in individuals with antisocial or psychopathic traits, specifically their inability to recognize and resonate with the distress of others. During a study where a female murderer was shown pictures of various facial expressions, she was unable to name the fearful expression. She famously remarked, "I don't know what that expression is called, but I know it's what people look like right before I stab them." So this is like the conclusion where, okay, a lot of people in prison, a lot of like crime people basically have a lack of empathy and they don't understand people's expressions. And one of the ways that the program works is via psychodrama and roleplay, where offenders are forced to reenact their crimes, but they must play the role of the victim. They have to articulate the victim's fear, the physical sensation of the trauma, and the long-term emotional consequences. Now, we're gonna focus in on the psychodrama and roleplay part. After prisoners release. I'm using this as a shortcut because I don't want to sift through my book right now. Oh, sorry, for people who are coming into the stream out of context, I was explaining to chat about like this experiment I read up on in the book Emotional Intelligence about how the hypothesis that a lot of people who do crime do so because they have a lack of sense of empathy, and thus they did this program where they would have prisoners or the offenders kind of roleplay as the victims to induce a sense of empathy. And if I remember correctly, it gave really good results, and they did not repeat their their crimes again when they were released. Measurable results. The Houses of Healing model. This specific program, often involving roleplay and trauma work, reports that 78% of participants show increased insight into their offending behavior. And some studies have also shown 55% reduction in rearrest rates in the first 2 years post-release. And the offenders also have a higher chance of success in interviews and reduced conflict at home. So very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Sorry, let's get back onto the topic and let me actually sync my model up again. Finally, I'm not like deadly curious anymore. Fuck me. Sorry, that happens sometimes, okay? Why do you think sometimes I can stay up until 3 a.m. on a fucking workday doing a video? It's because curiosity gets the fucking better of me. Alright, we're back. We can yap again, guys. Hi there, Rick Jazzy Roll. I'm good. Not drinking right now, and maybe I'm not drinking for the whole night. I'm still very full. I do want to take my vitamins later on though. But not drinking, I guess. Only drinking water. Actually, let me drink some water. Now, yeah, what were we talking about previously? I'm sorry. I fucking locked in onto that subject because I couldn't find the results I wanted. I knew it, guys. Technically, I was not spreading misinformation then, okay? But still, right? When you hear, if you feel like a glimmer of doubt, please call me out. Like, you know, sometimes I really do say some things with utmost confidence because even I myself believe it, only to realize later on that my memory betrays me. So please do that, guys. Oh yeah, British cinema, Monty Python, amazing stuff. Really good stuff. And I also watched like the clip of the Blackadder one, where Rowan Atkinson, I think, was trying to teach maths. Do you guys remember that one? Trying to teach one of the villagers, like how to, like 1 + 1 = 2 and stuff like that. I can't remember the specifics of that comment, of that clip, but it was really freaking funny, dude. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. But yeah, I found that Monty Python and everything, I thought it was like a globally popular thing. Just like, you know, how everyone watches The Office and how everyone knows, I don't know, what's like, everyone watches the Friends, right? I thought Monty Python was one of those things, and then later on I found out that it's not really. Not really. I think a lot of people actually haven't watched that. I think it was very popular amongst my friends because I was in Australia, you know, and I guess we get a lot of British stuff, such as Watership Down. A few months back, I watched Clockwork Orange. Weird ass movie, but it was good. What's Clockwork Orange? I don't know if I know that. I'm not really a movie. I really don't watch a lot of classics. For example, I don't watch Friends. And people are like, how can you not watch Friends? And I'm like, look, I love that you're giving me peer pressure and everything like that, but I've tried watching it and I'm like, it's okay. You know, let me have my preferences. Look, don't judge my character just because I did not consume this particular media, you know. Yeah, Friends was one of them. The Office is actually pretty funny, but sometimes I feel like I get too much secondhand embarrassment for some fucking reason with The Office. That the cringe is too much sometimes, so there are certain episodes that I just give up on and drop. Well, what are other classics that you guys can think of? Also, like, it's a cultural thing as well, I feel like, because I grew up, for example, you know, if I switch cities somewhere between, like, you know, growing up, depending on where I am, different cultures have different stuff, different popular media, right? So I think it was like, yeah, it was also a situational cultural sort of thing. The one where there is a teenage gang, the future they like to Ray and the... Oh, I don't know that actually. I've heard of the name though, Clockwork Orange. Yeah, I've never watched The Office. The Office is pretty funny. How I Met Your Mother, I have not watched either. Oh, I did watch a little bit of Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I don't know Clockwork Orange, but I have heard of it. I've never watched Friends, and I've never watched Game of Thrones is pretty good. And good to hear that I'm not the only one who hasn't indulged myself in these so-called classics. I mean, despite that, I have watched Breakfast at Tiffany's and I really like it. Despite its very, 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 very slow pacing, but I think it's beautiful. It's very... Cinema back then used to be so slow in pacing, dude. Like, compared to cinema nowadays, like, I think people back then, if they watched, like, movies nowadays, it's like they're watching TikTok stuff compared to long form videos, you know. I feel like that's how it is. But I thoroughly enjoyed Breakfast at Tiffany's, and there was also Funny Face. Those were nice. I found it interesting that Kubrick cut the ending since he thought it was too positive and made the movie grim. Oh, that directed Shining! Critic of government overreach or something like that. Oh, talking about movies, have you guys watched the recent Wes Anderson movie? I would recommend that. Especially if you guys like thinking. I think it's very interesting. The proper classic I know are cyberpunk stuff. You mean like, wait, cyberpunk movies? Monkey Magic? No, I never. Oh, I still haven't watched Blade Runner. Yes, I still want to watch Blade Runner. Winter sale is happening soon? Fuck. Another Steam sale already. Oh, fingers crossed, the Sims expansion pack will be on sale. And then we can build the Deep Blue at the Sims. I can finally have used to like all the effort that you guys have put in from like down within the basement of the Deep Blue. We can finally make the Deep Blue an establishment. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, Wes Anderson recently put out a movie and it's very interesting. I feel like it's it explores like the idea of beliefs, for example, of belief and grit and determination and how far it can take you, and also like materialism and capitalism and the meaning of money. And how it, how overall it would end up with human happiness or self-fulfillment. So very relevant to the stuff that I generally talk about, I think. Especially with the recent video, the productivity trap video that I put out. I think it's quite relevant, yeah. And it's also done in a very artistic aesthetic sort of way. Blade Runner is such a mood. Yeah, the Phoenician Scheme, that one. But I found out that there's a lot of bad reviews about that movie. I don't know why. It's such a pretty movie. And also I feel like it's funny as well. And I think there's like meaning to be figured out of it. Max Headroom is one I have not actually watched. I was introduced to it by that one hijacking incident though. There are so many movies I haven't watched. Hogwarts is free to keep on Epic Games. I have heard about that too. It took me... When was Hogwarts Legacy released? I only finished Hogwarts Legacy like 3 months ago. Since a few months after the release, I got Hogwarts Legacy on my PS5. And then I only finished it like 3 months ago. So maybe it took me like, what, 5 years to finish the fucking game. And it's even worse with God of War Ragnarok, dude. I still have not finished God of War Ragnarok. And I also bought it like around the same time. So my current playthrough of God of War Ragnarok is taking about 5 years. And I still haven't finished it. And I'll ask my friend like, oh yeah, whereabouts am I? Like what's my progress? Let me think. Loki just came home, okay? And my friend's like, you're not even fucking halfway, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy because with like the first God of War, I mean the first, after they decided to go with the storytelling God of War and not just hack and slash, I finished God of War really quickly, like what, within a week or two? But for some reason, I feel like God of War Ragnarok doesn't have the same sticking power to me. Like, I leave it for a bit and I don't want to come back to it. Wes Anderson doesn't hit with everyone. Yeah, maybe. To be fair though, like that was the first Wes Anderson movie I've watched. And I think it's really great. I've always loved like Wes Anderson's aesthetic, but I never really watched their movies. And yeah, I really like that movie. There's a subreddit called Accidentally Wes Anderson. Is it the color scheme? I literally use, sometimes on my pictures, I use a filter that's literally a Wes Anderson filter. I've been having a lot of trouble with a lot of games. Like, that trouble with a lot of games lately. I feel like, there are a few games that I don't feel that way towards. For example, Clay Obscure. It has so much sticking power. Like, you play it and you don't want to put it down, right? Clay Obscure is one of them. Where Winds Meet is another one of them. Feel like you could play for like a whole fucking day. Town to City is of course one of them. I keep on wanting to come back to it. What else? Let me think. The recent ones I've played, yeah, Dispatch is easily one of them, but that's like a visual novel, so I think it's like a given, right? What else? Let's see, let me check my Steam library. Some games that I don't want to put down once I start playing. Yeah, you guys should, if you guys haven't, you guys should actually play Town to City. It's so good. I was like fucking around with it today too. And I built more houses and everything like that. Oh, I can't wait to play it again, dude. Let's see, what else? Mouthwashing is also really good, but then mouthwashing is like relatively short, like what, 4 hours? Black. Oh, why do you do that, OBS? What the fuck? Welp, I'm back though. I swear, I've fixed everything today. I've updated all my drivers and everything, and yet I still get DC'd. So I guess it's probably actually the internet. Sorry about that. I'm back. I'm back on YouTube side as well, right? Are we good, YouTube side? Ever heard of Dishonored? I've heard of it, yeah. Wait, is Dishonored the one where you kind of just stealthily kill people? Like murder people? Is that Dishonored? Video stuttering? Is it still? Try refreshing if it's stuttering. She got salt in the works. Maybe my PC pods are getting a little bit too salty. Now, but I think it's an internet thing. As of lately, my internet has been kind of wonky. Like, you know, when videos load a little bit shitty and sometimes it just stops midway, sort of shit. But at least it's not that bad. At least it's like 1 or 2 DCs within like one stream. It's not like every fucking 20 minutes or something. Yeah, thank you. Glad to hear that I'm okay now. The dude in Dishonored's name sounds like sausage in Swedish. Should call him, it's fine in my area. Yeah. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Old thief games. Well, you only kill people in Dishonored if you want the world to go to hell. What? Wait, you guys told me of a game where you could like stealth kill people a lot. Was that not Dishonored? Was that something else? Well, what's that? I'm all about like stealth kills. Time to get a new route. My route is nice though, I think. I'll think about it. Dishonored gives you the option to kill people, but because of the story reasons, it's highly discouraged. So you need to get creative on your approach sometimes. Ah, fuck! So we gotta be creative with not killing people instead of creatively killing people? But the more people you kill, the worse the ending. Ah! We'll play it one day. I think I bought it actually. Let me see. Dishonored. Yeah! I got Dishonored. Wait, when the fuck did I buy it? The hell? Why do I have it? I have Dishonored 1 and 2. Which one would you guys recommend? I remember I bought a Dishonored, but I didn't know I got both. Was it like a bundle maybe? I don't remember. Or maybe, yeah, maybe I redeemed it for free. Styx. I've never heard of Styx. The plague in the city gets worse. Ah. So if I were to play Dishonored, which one would you guys recommend me playing? The first or the second? Never played the second? One was alright. I'll consider it. I do want to I want to stop asking you guys for gifting games, and I really want to clear my backlog, believe it or not. It's just that I happen to always keep on playing games that don't really have an end to it. I'm a huge sucker for cozy games, right? As you can see, I am mad addicted to Town to City because it's so fucking fun. It's so fun. And the fact that, wait, can I get you guys in Town to City again? Because I'm thinking there's a Twitch integration. If I pop up my Town to City now, can I get you guys all in Town to City? How many views do we have on Twitch? Do you guys want to be part of my town? I'll just pop it up so it syncs. Let's see. Do I get to do that? Let me see, let me see. Let me pop the game up real quick because I want to have all of y'all's name in the city, and then that'll be really cute, I reckon. Do you guys hear the music? Okay, don't mind it, okay? Do you guys want to see? I'll pop the screen over to my game side. Hold on. This is not a gaming stream. I just wanna... Oh my god. Okay, it's okay. I'm huge on that side. I just wanna sync you guys over. YouTube people, come over to Twitch. I wanna sync you guys over to this side. You see, there are like some people already here at the town. So it can sync with the Twitch viewers. Look, Ikazen is here. I think I'll chuck in some more new people so that... Oh my god. I need more houses. I really need more houses. What do you mean coming mini boss, dude? Let's see, do we have like some of you guys here that are newly in? How do I know when there's like someone new? Or I could just leave it on. I don't see any new people yet. Maybe I need to move you guys to a new house first. Just come over from YouTube. Yeah. You need the pub. We'll do it next time, okay? We'll do the pub next time. I need to build some new houses for y'all. Hold on. So you guys can move in. I'll put some temporary houses first. See, this game keeps me coming back, man. This game is so good. Anyway, I'm just gonna slightly put this here and move some of you guys in. Hopefully that's... We got some new people from Twitch side. I built a school. No? Twitch integration is on, right? Why is it not integrating? Oh, it's not gonna... Ah, fuck me. Hold on. Fuck. Sorry. Oh, I sounded very Australian. Let me connect it. God damn it. Let me do it. Alright, Is it connected now? Hold up, hold up. Can we see the full lake? Okay, it's connected now, guys. So you guys can actually... if you guys are not in the game, you can try maybe like using the command... !join or !reroll, I guess. Try chatting. Ikuzen, are you here? Sven, Ikuzen, can you try chatting? I don't want to stay on this screen for too long. Because it's not meant to be a gaming screen today. Oh! There you go, Monero! Let's move people in. Move you there. Move you there. Didn't work. Oh, I see you, Kevin! You see, I'm trying to get you guys in here. Shush. We'll get the pub eventually, okay? You see why I really want to play this game? It's so fun. I built a school here, y'all. I built a school. And I want to tidy it up a little bit more to increase y'all's quality of living, right? Quality of life. Let's see if we can bring in more new people into the town. Because we still... Oh yeah, more new people are coming. Hopefully that equals new villages. My face is so big on the screen. I'm sorry. After this batch, we'll go back to the yapping screen, okay? This game is so good. You guys have no idea. But maybe it's relatively good for me because it's like exactly the perfect game for me. Wait, Harry? Where are you living? Oh, you're Zach's neighbor. Harry, are you living under the staircase? Who do we have here? Any new people? No, we don't have any more new people. Oh, come on. Why? I want more new people in my town. If I keep the game running, would I be able to get more of you guys, I reckon? We see Bloopy is already there. Yeah, there's not really many new people. Kevin is here. Oh, let's talk about it is here. Okay, I see some new people. I guess they just replaced like all previous citizens' names with some Twitch people. So cute. Is there anyone else who's new that we see? Doesn't look like it. Harry is there. Alright, okay. That's it. Let's go back to being a just chatting stream, guys. This is for next time. Save and quit. I love my town. It's so cozy. Don't worry, we're getting a pub soon, okay? That's next on the list. Alright. Thank you for the hydrate, Crossnightus. Yeah, I really want to play that again. But like the next time I get to do a gaming stream with you guys, I think it's only like after the new year. Why not both? Don't you guys want to hear me yap? Do you guys want to see me play or yap? Chill yaps and cozy game? I mean, is that what you guys want to do? Because I usually I reserve Thursdays exclusively for yaps. Do you guys want that? You sure? Play and cozy game? Anyway, let me tell you guys, for the coming weeks, because it's holiday seasons, I will only be able to do like Tuesday streams. And I'll make those Tuesday streams exclusively Yap streams. So if you guys want a more, you know, you won't see me game until the new year. That's what I was saying. Yes, the Deep Blue does have a Minecraft server. What do I want? I'm okay with both. I'm okay with both. Damn it. You guys are tantalizing me with a good time here. Yaps? Yeah? I mean, technically I could do both, but if yesterday was any testament to my multitasking skills, I don't know how confident I am of it. Give us more yaps? Okay, okay. I'll stay yapping. It's okay. It's okay. I'll stay yapping, okay? Seriously, yesterday when I played that game, I could not for the life of me even check chat. It was so hard. It was so difficult, dude. I don't know why. Even though it's a cozy game, for some reason, I was like so pressured to kind of just constantly grow and expand the town. Have a good one, Izanagi! Thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed the vibes here for the while that you were here. Sing? We're singing on Saturday. There is a membership stream on Saturday. I will be singing some Christmas songs, so look forward to that. The membership stream on Saturday. It's already up on YouTube. Turn your notification on if they're not on already. Anyway, yes, let's go back to yaps. Now, we're all about life yaps, right? Do you guys... Oh, okay, wait, I have an interesting topic, but I want us to approach this topic from a very objective point of view, right? Why do you think the topic of dating is so controversial, or like it's so heated, or it's like something that when you discuss, you gotta be really fucking careful, like you're walking on glass? The topic of why? What do you guys reckon? The topic of dating and finding a partner and shit like that. I've been playing a game myself too. Got addicted to Monster Hunter Wilds. I miss playing single player without knowing stuff. I mean, you could do both, right? You could do both. I've heard great things about Monster Hunter Wilds. Right now, my current addiction is Town to City and Where Winds Meet. Another addiction that I have actually staved away for a bit is actually Digimon. I haven't played that at all since I last played it like maybe a month or two ago. Because dating culture is toxic nowadays, and a lot of people have opposing views on what constitutes good dating etiquette. I think people just don't want to make a bad first impression. That's true. I mean, people are really set in their ways of what they think is right, and a lot of times they don't allow a ton of that. Yeah, I think that is very true as well. And I think that's also like the general thing about like most things that are controversial, right? People have very righteous opinions about things. Dating is a landmine. Yeah, I mean, like I recently published a clip of me talking about like, you know, why finding a date or finding a partner for your relationship shouldn't be like, you know, your number one goal. Don't like fucking make it like your achievable goal, you know? It shouldn't be something that you focus towards. There are many other aspects in life you should focus, you should like pay attention to, not just like getting a fucking girlfriend. Not to mention the fact that getting a partner won't fix your problems for you, sort of vibe. So that was like the TLDR. And I did know that when I was like preparing that video and getting it edited to publish, that it's a very touchy topic, but also I believe my observations are true, but it's also okay if people disagree with it. That's generally how I am, right? I'm not gonna like, I feel like the things that I say are true from my point of view, but if people disagree with it, then it's okay. Maybe they have different experiences. But I think like my perspectives were kind of, there were perspectives I wanted to share, because I feel like with the friends that I talk with, they don't have that sort of clarity for some reason. I mean, as much as I say that you don't need, say, a girlfriend or like a boyfriend or a partner or to be in a relationship to have a good life, which is technically true. You don't need to have a relationship, a romantic relationship, to have a good life. But oh God, it is great to have one in it. That is the idea, right? But I think it gets pretty bad when you make it like a very, like a goal. You know what I mean? It feels too, I don't know, a bit. It shouldn't be an end goal sort of vibe. Like I said, if you have, I know some people who are like, oh, if I get a girlfriend, if I get a boyfriend, my life will be great. It will be okay. It's like how, you know, it's like how you think about money, where it's like, okay, if I if I become a millionaire, everything will fall into place. Somehow people think that way about having romantic relationships as well. And that's something that I want to put out there where it's like, it shouldn't be like that. Dating has become such a bad joke. Way too many people blindly follow what social media says and influencers tell them about dating. Probably because today's dating pool is full of people who lack emotional maturity. Yeah. Push into dating at the rate their parents started. There's also that, yes. There's a lot of like cultural and social, familial pressure and also media pressure where it's like the normal thing at your current age is to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. The normal thing at your current age is to get married. These sort of connotations, right? So definitely the pressures play into that, I reckon. Dating apps have ruined perceptions. Just vibe and see what happens. I mean, I will say though that dating apps do definitely help you meet like new people, and that's a great thing in our current world where we have so much little reasons to find new people to talk to. I think dating apps are at least good for the sake of discovery. Not so much for dating, but at least it lets you find new people in a world where we lose third spaces. After quitting dating for at least the last 3 years, I feel a lot better and I am a lot more comfortable with myself. Eventually I'll put myself out there, but currently I want to focus on myself. Yeah. That's fair. Set me up with a girl and told her next time we meet is at the altar. Hoping I'm the groom. Damn, wait, what? Next time we meet is at the altar? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Social circle is important. The Instagram algorithm recently introduced me to a corner of social media filled by gamer guys and girls single in their 30s who realize their inner peace isn't worth compromising to have a partner. I mean, I understand the pressure though, to be fair. It's quite valid because what I'm not gonna hypocritically say, I'm not gonna say that it's fine. There's a lot of fish in the sea. Don't have to worry about it. The truth is that as you get older, the number of fish in the sea gets reduced. Like they move to a fucking big bucket. They get captured, aka they're already in committed relationships. As you get older, the number of fish gets significantly reduced across as you get older and you start passing certain ages. That is true. But also, I think it really depends on you as a person. I do think that, think about it. You live and die for yourself. I think there is much merit to focusing on yourself first and not let having a relationship take that away from you. Because I think life can be lived well and is worth living when you discover things about yourself that let yourself flourish. Related to the video I posted, by the way. Focus on yourself, learn to celebrate yourself, learn to love yourself, and learn to improve yourself. And then I do reckon once you kind of go through that, once you do get into a relationship, it's gonna be an amazing relationship, I reckon. Or at least relatively better, because I can't really say that because it really depends on the partner you get, right? But I think there should be more of a focus of improving yourself rather than a focus on fuck, I need to get a partner sort of vibe. If you scour the social media and internet or between streamers and everything, people seem to make it like a big joke if someone doesn't have a partner, or people seem to make it like a big thing to kind of date people. They want to try to date everyone they talk to sort of vibe, or try dating this person who's mildly interesting to talk to. And I don't know why it's like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm a simp, okay? I used to date a lot of people as well. I'm a huge simp. So I understand it's valid, but also I think personally I have definitely enjoyed my life better when I learned to live with myself and find how great life could be independently before going into a relationship and adding an extra person into the equation. It's easier to be friends and become sweethearts than it is to be sweetheart and become friends. Oh, defos, definitely. People get caught up in the happily ever after. Happily ever after doesn't end in a relationship, it ends in a funeral. Yeah, I mean, can you blame people though? I mean, media and pressures and everywhere. I mean, everyone says that by a certain age you should have a partner, sort of vibe. It's much more accepted nowadays though that you get partners later in life. And it's even more accepted nowadays that you stay single, even. Is it good or bad? I don't know. But like compared to back then, you know, back in medieval times, for example, by a certain age, you would have to definitely get married. You know, if you are a normal human being, you should get married by X age. Thankfully, at least, it's not as bad nowadays. It should come naturally. I'm in a state of, yeah, I'm okay with being single because life is fun, but at the same time, I'll see a cute couple and go, damn, I wish that was me. Of course, and it's totally valid and understandable. There are just certain things that you reckon that you can only feel and experience when you have a partner. And also, if you're thinking of, like, say, having a child later on, you'll of course think of, okay, at this age, if I don't find a partner and maybe have an offspring, let's not use the word offspring, Noira, and I don't have a child, when my child, you know, goes to university, how old will I be? Will I still be able to, you know, be energetic and hang out with him, or like game with him, or like play soccer with him, or something like that, you know? You're worried about having a child a little too late, and it's valid. But like I'm saying, all these concerns are valid, but at the same time, don't let that take away from the fact that focusing on yourself and learning to live independently is also very important. Like, don't make dating like the sole purpose of your current life. I think it can do more harm than good, personally. The intent is there, at least. My college friend met his partner via dating app and they married in 2 years. I always see them on my Steam chat playing together. My parents have been pushing me to find a significant other the past years. My cousin in his mid-40s just married for the first time a few months ago and they seem quite happy with each other. I will say though, that because I'm an ancient sea fox, you will find that the older you get, the more that your hormones will calm down. Meaning, if you happen to be someone who crushes a lot on a lot of people, or like be simpy over a lot of people, those hormones will calm down and you will have, you know, the sense of limerence, it'll happen less. So it lets you be a little bit more grounded when it comes to crushing on someone, which is, I think, a good thing. Because I think definitely in my youth, knowing how simpy I am, I was the most simpiest when I was younger because of hormones and whatnots, right? And I looked at everything with rose-tinted fucking glasses and it got me in like I made a lot of stupid decisions and mistakes and stupid assumptions about people. Very unrealistic stuff. But yeah, that's a good thing about like, you know, maybe getting into dating when you're relatively older, you get to see it from a different point of view. And you're very much more settled with yourself too, which can be really great. I found out there seems to be only 3 types of photos on dating apps. With pets at sea or mountain vacation and at gym. Is this for men? Or also for women? I think for women it's like a little bit vaster. A friend of mine once said the more you delay looking for your future wife, the longer your future wife getting railed by others. That's a crazy way to fucking put it, dude. But also, I must say, how much your future wife gets railed before you shouldn't really matter. Let them live their lives, you know? I mean, you know, when you, for example, if you get a husband, right? You don't ask them how many girls they fucked. You know what I mean? And shouldn't it be kind of like put on equal standing? It's literally the same action. Have a good one, Trix. I'm sorry that the topic doesn't sit well with you. Hope it gets better, mate. I really like the metaphor of live being like playing an instrument. You can play for yourself and be occasionally. You'll find some people that you really harmonize with. Oh, yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one. Catching up with the chat here. With chat. What's wrong with the word offspring? It sounds very National Geographic, dude. And also, I think the thing with dating is also like your dating experiences are mostly defined by your most recent experiences with dating. And for some reason, well, I guess it happens with most things, but I really don't like it when people are like, you know, they experience certain things when it comes to their potential partner, and then they are bad things, and then suddenly they build up a blanket statement and assumption where it's like, oh yeah, all people of that kind are always like this, and I don't like that, which is ridiculous because you literally had one person within like the humanity of like how many, what's our population right now? 8 billion? How many humans on Earth? 8.3 billion, yeah. It doesn't make sense that you tried like approaching one person out of 8.3 billion humans on Earth and you happen to have a bad experience, and suddenly you just make this blanket statement and assumption of everyone else and anyone in the future that you might try dating. Doesn't make fucking sense. I will say though that there was an interesting video I came upon and an interesting perspective I came upon when it comes to dating, right? It's that some people, I'm not going to mention gender with this, right? But also at the same time, I do feel like certain people's born with certain upbringings and cultures might be more prone to doing this than others. But they in this video they said that some people, when it comes to a relationship, right, I mentioned this in the video that I published recently where dating or like finding a partner is basically like a value, what's the word I used? Value driven market. And when I say that, it means that people have preferences and value certain things in a person more than others. You know, they have preferences and things like that. And they look for certain things with a partner. So people are like, okay, what value do you bring to the table when it comes to relationships? Sometimes you get people who are just like, oh, I'm the table. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, I don't have to bring much value. I'm here to be the fucking table and you should accept that. Sometimes people are like that. And it makes me think, why or how did you get to that fucking point that as a human you don't have that sense of, I don't know, what is it? Not consciousness. I think it's more like, where the fuck is your humility? You know, I think because when I've gone into relationships, I've always gone into it in a way where, this is from my personal experience, I've always gone into it in a way where it's like, oh yeah, sure, it's driven a lot by feelings, but at the same time, I think over time I've learned to become objective enough to be like, okay, no, I need to at least provide this and that if they're providing this and that. It's like a trade, but not like, it's not purely transactional, but also it makes sense. And I think out of respect, it makes sense to at least kind of provide something to the table as well. My good mate has 2 kids with a girl I experimented in school with before we met, and he told me about a thing she did. I didn't have the heart to tell him. I thought her that. A thing she did? That sounds kind of sus. But honestly, I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like um someone's past, when you're dating someone or like, you know, you meet someone, someone's past shouldn't define a person. If like they're changed and they don't do that anymore, would you let that past of theirs define a person? I think I'm someone who is, at least, who doesn't think so, or at least thankfully I am able to look past that. As long as you don't bring in like STDs and shit like that, man. 6 figure, 6 feet, 6-pack thing was so dumb. Like, yeah, there are definitely women who like that, but that is nowhere near all of the women in the world. Definitely, yeah. But like I said, I think certain people are brought up in a way where they've kind of like been like, look, you know, you deserve it. So, you know, just walk your journey and things will fall into place, sort of vibe, you know. Some people have been brought up in an environment that's kind of like that, especially if, may I say, relatively more if you're hot. But not always, not always. It really depends on the upbringing. I'm not saying that all hot people in the world have like this sense of privilegedness where they can just be the table. That is utterly not true. But I'm saying that as I have observed, sometimes that's how they are brought up. And I don't think that's right, personally. That's just very, very selfish. And I think when it comes to relationships, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like a one-sided thing. It shouldn't be selfish, you know? Or at least like the best kinds of relationship, I don't think should be. Honestly, I just like when someone asks what I bring to the table. There are so many topics and conversations to be had that naturally show what you and the other person bring to the table. Yeah, yeah. And when I say like bring to the table, I don't mean like literally ask the question. I mean more so like, okay, you have positive traits. You have a nice sense of fashion. These are the things. It's more like the things that are put into consideration for the betterment of the relationship or the potential of the relationship. Right? These are the things that I reckon. And meanwhile, some people, they just don't try and they're like, I'm the table. I think the easiest way to put it is, fuck, will I offend people if I say this? No, I don't think so. Okay. Shoujo mangas or ero mangas. Okay, these two, the protagonists usually don't end up like, they're just there, they just exist. And suddenly like everyone, they have a fucking harem because why not? You get what I mean? They're the table. A lot of protagonists in these sort of ero mangas or like shoujo mangas, they are the table. It's not as if they're particularly nice, or it's not, they're just a normal human being. They don't do anything particularly special. So and people are all over them. That's how I feel about the people who just want to be the table. I think for a real relationship, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it should be, you know, something that you work on together, something that you both contribute towards, you know? Not just like, I exist and you shall fall into my harem sort of vibe. I don't think it's fair to assume all women want materialistic things, just like how not all men just want to sleep around. Exactly. I mean, we, for some reason, as complex as our brains are, and as how developed, as much developed as our brains are, for some reason, as humans, we're very prone to kind of just generalizing so much and falling into the fact that because this thing happened once, it would probably apply to a majority of the 8.3 billion people in the world, despite of the fact that everyone was born in a different way with different parents, different upbringings, and different cultures. But no, I'm gonna think that this happens to a majority of people. I guess I would say that I'm thankful that most of the times I can look past that, or at least have come to learn the wisdom or awareness around that. I wish more people would, so people would be kinder to each other. Where I never create a TikTok account. Wait, is that like a... Do people talk about those things on TikTok? I have a TikTok account, but I only post there. Like, I don't really scroll through TikTok. I do understand that mindset. I mean, some people really just see relationships as investments rather than an opportunity for companionship. Though I'm not sure how to feel about being asked that. I mean, I don't think anyone is gonna... Wait, do people actually ask that? I don't think anyone asks that. The fact like, oh, what do you bring to the table? I think that's too crass, dude. But I think it's more like, I don't know. It might be a personal thing for me. Like, for example, it doesn't, for me personally, I don't think I could ever settle with the fact of, say, my partner always paying for everything. Or like my partner only my partner working their ass off to kind of fund the household. That would never make sense to me. Or my partner always the one apologizing to me. I think that's just quite unfair. This is my personal opinion, and I'm not saying these things for attention. I'm saying these sincerely. If people disagree, it's fine. I'm sharing what I can, I guess, or what I have. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Those protagonists are pretty much just stand-ins for the reader. I mean, they are. That concept also exists in gacha games. Female MC in Love in Deep Space is a table with 5 guys to shower her with love. Yeah. There's a reason why I loved shoujo stuff so much, because back then when I was younger, I thought that, oh, I could be all these things and not improve myself, and then I could like get guys like me. Oh. The idea of that was very nice. You know, the idea that, oh, I can be like, you know, I could be bad at decision making and I could have a guy just always make the decisions for me. You know, I could be bad at doing certain things and my guy will probably cover for that. I had a very weird perception of romance and getting a partner when I was younger because of shoujo manga. Because I felt like, oh yeah, even if I'm incompetent at a lot of things, some guy will pop up and be competent with a lot of things and I'll be okay. Why did you become a VTuber? I like the anonymity. And also I like the fact that I look spotless 24/7. They absolutely ask, are you serious? Especially with guys, it usually follows up with your... I did not know that. Holy shit. That is... Regardless of gender, I'm not saying this because I want to diss my own gender or anything like that, but I don't think that's right. No matter if it's like any gender, if anyone asks you that, that's not right, man. That just... I still feel like relationships, like the foundations of relationships is definitely based on feelings and romance and how you feel towards each other and caring for each other. That is the first priority. And then the second is like the commitment towards the relationship if you're going into a committed relationship, right? And then these things start to matter as well. Like because commitment also means trying to make the relationship work. And when I say bringing things to the table, I think it's in the perspective of the things that'll help make the relationship work and sustainable. That's what I think. I did not know that. Holy shit. Thank you for the hydrate. Alilar, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Oh, hold on. I think my... Yeah, my model's... I need to sync my model. Give me a sec. Ah! My model's still there. Ah, ちょっと待って. Ah! I pressed the wrong button. Hold on. How are you still single, Noira? What makes you think I'm single? But also at the same time, it doesn't really matter whether I'm single or not, right? I'm just an anime woman on the internet. let's not forget the Twilight book. Bella was a blank slate for the reader. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is, though. That's how it is. It makes a really nice story because it's nice, you know? The thoughts of having some white knight come in and save your life from everything. And I think the idea for guys, maybe the similar trope would be like having some lady you can finally date and suddenly she fixes all your problems and she'd be like, I can fix him, and then you get head pats and everything like that. It's fantasy. That's why I like fictional people. I'm telling you guys, I love fictional people because you don't have to worry about, you know, committing to it. Because if they were real people, it would not be like that. Humans are not perfect like that and are not that fucking... Sure, there are some angels of humans out there who are like fucking patient, but most humans are not like that. And I think it is kind of mean to kind of expect so much of them, you know? But good relationships are when two people do 60% of 100% of the work. Wait, what? So it becomes 120%. I can't believe it. I took some processing time to think of that. Nice background, isn't new? No, it's not particularly new. I've used this background a few times, actually. But it's becoming a lot more transactional. I wonder why. Is it because of like certain notions that are being purported through media? And I don't know. Why do you reckon? I do think, once again, I'll iterate that I don't think it's an exclusively gender sort of thing. It's not as if like I'm saying, oh yeah, it's mostly women who do that and it's mostly men who do that. No, not really. I think it's more so like a matter of, yeah, sure, media plays a part of it, but also like upbringing. For example, I've told you guys before, I was brought like, I was brought up in a rather conservative upbringing, but I just, at one point I decided to be like, nah, fuck all that shit. I was brought up to be like, when a guy texts you, you shouldn't reply immediately, so you kind of play the game and you kind of get him curious about you, and you should never go and meet a guy, you should always have him pick you up, you should also always make them go through all these unnecessary hurdles just so you can show that you're of value, and they should approach you like some fucking valuable museum antique or something like that. It's fucking Mona Lisa. I was also told that you should always have guys pay for everything, but like after a while I was in that sort of environment. I didn't like it. And so it was me personally rebelling against all that. And of course it has its consequences, but yeah, it just never really made sense to me, thankfully. Do you believe promiscuity can kill someone's ability to pair bond? To pair bond. I do believe that when it comes to promiscuity, sometimes you can bed someone for the sake of literal instinctual stuff. Like you can be blindfolded and enjoy the bedding. The bedding, right? And if someone comes to me, this is a very hot take, but like, let's say my boyfriend, my husband, comes home and tells me that, or look, this is a very shitty take. Oh my god, am I gonna get in trouble for saying this? But this is my personal take, and this is technically my own personal boundary. But if, let's say I am heavily fucking pregnant and my guy is like painfully sexually deprived, I would go say, go do your thing if you have to, right? As long as you come up to me, and look, as long as it's without feelings, because like I said, I feel like when it comes to relationships, it's not the, you know, it's not the sex that makes like the whole percentage of it. You know what I mean? This is a very unpopular take, even amongst my friends. So you don't have to follow me, obviously. Make up your own opinions about this. If you gotta go like bed someone, and that'll make your life a bit easier, go ahead, but understand that it should only be a one-time thing and no feeling should be involved. Yeah, it's like I do feel like when it comes to sex, it can be like a very physiological need. It is what it is sometimes. I got asked that once. I emptied my pockets and had a cocker shiny stone pretty leaf. We dated for 4 years. That's cute. Nice to meet you, Jerry Mouse. Oh my god, from Tom and Jerry. Very cute. If someone asks you what you bring to the table, a good response would be, in your ideal relationship, what does your ideal partner bring to the table? Gives them a chance to express what they want. That is a better way to look at it. But also, I think like some people also... Do you guys notice that if someone asks you like what your type is, you say what your type is, but most of the times the person you find attractive sometimes isn't even your type. At least that's how it happens to me. So like I could think that I like certain things when it comes to a relationship or finding a partner, or like when it comes to a person, but later on along the way I might find that I don't exactly want that. Oh, I thought I wanted it, but not really, apparently. It happens. So, but yeah, of course, like communication regardless and getting that out of someone can be of value regardless. Because sometimes like some opinions you have or some thoughts you have, you don't really realize whether it's something that you truly inherently want yourself, or it's something that is put into your mind by society's and media's expectation and shit like that. AKA, you don't even know sometimes whether it's your own thoughts or not. At least I had to deal with that more when I was younger. As I got older, as I got a little bit more ancient, it became a little bit more apparent and I could tell which was which. And I get to sift through it. But when I was younger, I was hella confused. Have any crushes on fictional guys? Ah, a lot. A lot. Satoru Gojo, Geto Suguru, Engine. Oh, so many. I could probably name one guy in every fucking anime franchise that I'd like. Oh yeah, even in Kimetsu no Yaiba, and me not particularly liking the art style, I still think, what's his name? Tengen? Tengen is hard. I would happily be part of his harem. As like the 4th Kunoichi. Honestly, there's a foundation of love. Yes, and communication. Communication is the foundation of any relationship. You might be nearing advocacy of AI partners. What? Fictional people are great. That's all I'm saying. But also like... I can't say for myself, but I would think that if you, I don't know, how would it feel like if you actually dated someone, if you dated like you did in an ero manga or in a shoujo manga? What if you actually had this one person who just did everything for you in the relationship, or did everything for the relationship, and you only had to put in minimal effort? What would that feel like? I feel like along the way, you would somehow kind of just fall out of it. For some reason, that's what I think. But honestly, I've not had my personal experience with that. No, wait. I have. I have. But that was also a different thing. Like, yeah. Was it different? No, it's kind of similar. No, maybe I also didn't have strong enough feelings for those people. Basically, there were like some people I dated back then who did everything. Like, they were heads over heels over me, to put it simply, okay? And they did like a lot of romantic things, and they were like very kind, and they were like so nice to me. But somehow I just didn't... The feelings either faded away, or I never really had big feelings towards them in the first place, but I failed to recognize that, or failed to acknowledge that, something like that. So that is the most, in that extent, that I have experienced such things, where you find someone who literally does everything in the relationship. What happens then? Yeah, that's the closest experience I've had to it. But like, what if it's like you have strong feelings for this person? They do everything in the relationship. Would it still be a similar experience? Like ero manga and shoujo mangas? I wish women would take the initiative more. I mean, I do. I wish. If I were God, I would say that women and men should just have should just have grown up with zero pre-notions of how to get into relationships. So who fucking cares who makes the first advance or whatnot, right? For me, I happen to be a rebellious bitch. So like I used to be the one who chased guys because obviously I'm a simp. And I used to be very dictated by feelings. So a lot of my past relationships, I have been the chaser of the people I dated. But to be fair, I do understand, and I do understand that not a lot of, I think, women around me at least do that. Like I mentioned before, they were relatively more conservative. I mentioned that I was brought up in a rather more conservative environment. They were more so in that sense where, oh yeah, a guy should be paying, yada yada, and they wouldn't make the first move. So I understand where you're coming from. Egg surprise! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Why is your surprise with a Q? Have a good one, Cross Niners. No, thank you for sticking around and hanging out with us. I truly appreciate you. You have a good day, okay? Tips for Dora, my lady. One woman was complaining that no man wanted to settle with her because she slept with over 80 men. I mean, what does that do? No, there is an argument there. Wait, there is an argument there. Like, there is an argument of where if you've, like, had... How is a less crass way of saying it? Let's say you've bedded, like... You've bedded, like, 80 women or 80 men or something like that, right? One logical thing that would come to mind as to how it would affect your future partner, I think, would be that within those previous partners that you've had, maybe there's this one partner who just did it better than anyone else. And then when you come into a new relationship, you'll be somehow missing the whatever pleasure you felt from that previous partner. That is one logical thing that could come out from it. Other than that, that's it. I can't really... And STDs, I guess. Don't bring in fucking STDs, dude. Other than that, I don't know if there's any like logical argument against the more people you bed prior to the relationship, the more unwanted you will become. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, look, if guys can do the same thing, why can't women do the same thing? If men can like fucking have 100 concubines, why can't women have 100 men harem, you know? Hey, Trumpet, thank you for the gifted on YouTube side. Thank you. Thank you for bringing in a new titling on YouTube side. I mean, what argument can you come up with that can like validate that line of thought? It doesn't make sense to me. Like what? Sanctity? That shit's like a made up thing, dude. If you have sex with a woman who's never done it before, and then you have sex with a woman who has done it before, but maybe hasn't had sex in a while, they'd feel the fucking same, okay? And also there is this thing, okay, oh my god, why is this turning into sex ed? Where sometimes with certain people you just have better genitalia fits with each other. Like, you know how tengas have sizes? That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just fit better with other people, you know? Sometimes certain shapes fits, you know, matching the shape and sizes. That's just how it is. I have almost zero romantic interest, so I think I should be listening to the stream with extra intent. You don't have to. These are my personal opinions. Don't take them for like fucking gospel, dude. As much of a generous god and ancient god that I am, albeit still limited to my own experiences, although I've had quite much, but still. Take it with a grain of salt. If you're carrying his child, he should be concerned with yours and your child's well-being over anything. That I agree with as well. But that was extreme, okay? That was extreme. I feel like maybe if that... I'm like, sorry, I'm cycling back to a conversation that we had like quite a while back. But on your point, Nicolitsis, that's fair. This is like the pregnancy, go out to have sex shit, right? Yes. But also, I think the point I was trying to make was that, you know, I understand it's a physiological need. So sometimes in certain situations, I may allow it. But also, it depends. Like, I will cross the bridge when the bridge appears, okay? Because I feel like, you know, that's me in full objectivity. I might not say the same thing if feelings are kind of in the argument, right? In the equation. I remember TikTok of a guy asking couples in Tokyo if they think going to a soap land is cheating, and they were like, yeah, it's fine. You know, I think that'd be fine too. Going to a soap land. See, what has always vexes and entertains Mrs. Cheese is she can't pin down what my type is, fictional or otherwise. Meanwhile, her type is pretty easy to pin. Oh, my type in fictional men is easy. White hair. That's very easy. I don't know if I can say like what my type is physically IRL, because I feel like every time I say I have a type, oh, there is one. Yeah, I have a specific. I really like it when guys have nice collarbones. It doesn't make fucking sense, but I really do. And also when guys have nice wrists. That is so weird, right? I think this is more of like a purely aesthetic thing though. I think it looks aesthetically nice when guys have really nice collarbones and a nice wrist. And when I say nice wrist, I'm talking about, wait, hold on. Let's see, can I zoom out? Is this like... You see where my D20 tat is? I like that part of a guy's wrist. It's very weird. Yeah, but this is like purely physical aesthetic taste. Oh, let me catch up with chat. Sorry, I'm gonna scroll way down just so I can catch up with chat. I feel a lot more risk is taken on by the women for being promiscuous. Various complications surrounding pregnancy being only one of the risks. Yes, risks, yes, but like in the arguments of, oh, maybe that's why it's a little bit more seen as a little bit more risque, because women take more risks when it comes to bedding people. Maybe, but also that makes sense, but also I think it's unfair. Let a woman live their life. If they wanna take risks, then let them take risks. I mean, at the end of the day, it's two consenting adults, right? It's not as if she's hurting anyone or the people around them. And also, they're an adult who can kind of learn to have their own consequences. Let people live. I think it's like when you... It's giving the same energy of like, you know, judging VTubers because you can. That sort of vibe. I mean, it's... I feel like it's a non-issue. That's personally what I think. Sure, they take more risks and everything like that, but then so what, right? It's not as if it says... It doesn't change them as a person, you know, at least... Assuming that it doesn't, I don't think it does. Yeah. I personally don't care about body count, but I draw the line at STDs. Of course, of course. And NTR history, that's valid. Yeah. I mean, just because like someone beds say like 80 or 100 people doesn't make them suddenly like become, I don't know, the bitchiest bitch in the world. You know what I mean? That doesn't translate like that. Same with guys. If you bid like say 80 or 100 women, does that change you as a person? Are you suddenly like fucking Oh my god, I can't think of a word right now. Are you just a fucking prick, I guess? I can't think of a better diss. Just a mad ass prick if you start betting so many women. I know someone who has I know someone who has done that. I know someone who has like fucked 100-ish people. And they're like he's like one of the most wholesome golden retrievers I've seen. He's such a golden retriever boy. I mean, he looks really good, sure, but he's still the same. He's still a cute guy. I mean, I don't think it changes him as a person. Maybe if anything, it gives him more experience in bed. But as a person, he's still very wholesome. How did I not show the blade? How do I know if I will be your last or even 8th last? How do I know if I will be your last or 8th last? I don't know. I mean, wait, what? What's your question? What's your question, Centipede? Physical compatibility is important to an extent, but in the long run, it isn't better to be with someone who's good to you. Yes, I agree. But like, I'm not ruling out the argument of physical compatibility. That is a real thing. Like, you know, some people's genitalia fit better with some other people's genitalia for you know, maximum effect for lack of better wording. But in the long term, it matters to a certain extent, but like in the long term, it's your communication that matters when we're talking about a committed relationship. It's how you sort out your complications and your arguments and your feelings, and how you decide to work on things together, such as tackling real life together, like mortgages and shit like that, taxes, bouts of sorrow and loss and stressful moments, navigating all these things in life together. It's more so that than just your physical compatibility. Because if you're like fucking, if you have amazing sex but you're just obnoxious to be around with, then it's not worth it, right? I mean, think about it. I mean, sure, you might have great, like, you know, angry sex and, like, you know, makeup sex, but god damn, imagine how much that whittles away at your sanity, dude. Hold on, I need to sync my model a tad. Wait, I think I need to restart my VTuber studio. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, don't forget that everything that I was saying here are like merely my own opinion. And wait, why didn't it sync? What the fuck? They're purely my own opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, based on my own personal experiences. Please don't let it, don't let my opinions kind of just dictate how you guys should think. I think you guys should think critically, and also like only use my opinions as perspectives, hey? And then you guys should think on it harder and more critically, added that with your own personal experiences and discussions with other people. Don't just follow my absolute law. It's not written on a stone tablet with 10 commandments, okay? Nephilim, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I can imagine the whole soap land thing being an unpopular take for a lot of people, but I think a lot of what stops people from considering it is honestly just conformity to societal norms. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down here. But am I right to identify your accent as Aussie? Unfortunately, Fedora, my accent is... Chat, what's my accent? What's my accent, titlings? It's... I don't know, it's a mix of a lot of things. My accent is a mix of a lot of things. I don't even know how to explain my accent, dude. If anything, I Debluian, are you not Australian? I am not particularly Australian, no, but I did spend some time in Australia. Atlantean, sure. What if we decide to write your opinions into stone tablets? That's an awfully sus way to start a cult. And we're not a cult, by the way. If you hear things about a cult, you ignore it because it is definitely not true. Indo-European, Australian, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. Sure, like some parts of it is Australian, I guess. But like Australians say I don't sound Australian. So I feel like if the Australians don't say that I sound Australian, then I can't say that my accent is Australian. The way you curve your vowels is very Australian. Can't think of another country that sounds like that. Maybe parts of the UK. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I think I sound the most Australian when I'm swearing or like when I'm saying days. Like the recent cover song I put out where there was a part that's just mentioning all the days of the week. Like Sunday, Monday, Inazuma, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Okibana. That I sounded so Australian, I feel like. So it's specifically like when I say certain things that I sound Australian. Definitely, yeah, definitely when I'm swearing. Like if you see me playing Hollow Knight, you'll see how Australian I sound. But I think most people in chat usually guess that I'm British. Yeah, I think I get more guesses towards British for some reason. Posh New Zealand? Sure. No. I mean, so I think certain vowels that I say don't sound really New Zealand. But then again, like Australian and New Zealand accent kind of sound similar. I think New Zealand accent, Kiwi accent, you kind of, say ease in a more different way. Beer and years. You mean the way that I say beer and years? I don't know. My accent is very inconsistent. Like if you see me take a trip to Australia and come back, I will sound a little bit more Australian. If I haven't been going to English speaking countries for a while, I feel like I would sound a little bit more American for some reason. It's weird. My accent is very weird. I'll agree, your swearing sounds Australian, your regular tone comes off more British. Yeah, I think the British parts comes from like my enunciation of consonants, like T's particularly, because I like it sounding like that. It's a preferential choice. I think Australians would usually say water. I sometimes say it like that, but when I can, I try to say it as water. Just because I like it sounding that way more. Because it gives a little bit more clarity. And I used to think that because I used to stream a long time way back, right? And when you stream, you rewatch your own VODs. And I used to feel that the way that I talked sometimes isn't as clear as I wanted it to be. Thus, I ended up like, tweaking a few things in the way that I talk from like, has my cadence changed? No, not really. I don't think so. But more so like my enunciation of things, yeah. Water. Bottle of water. US would be water. Water? Internet. I actually hate how internet sounds in American. Oh my god. They call it internet or something, like internet. Oh my god, I hate that. It does not sound nice at all. Internet. Anyway guys, I'll BRB. I need to get some water. Be right back. Be nice, titlings, okay? Be nice. Introduce new people in chat about the titlings, like why we're a good space and why people should join the Discord, okay, titlings? That is your mini quest as I go fetch some water. Alright. Be right back, guys. I'm back actually. Sorry, I did a big yawn. Did you guys tell the people of how good the Deep Blue is and why they should come back? Did you guys tell them of the good word of the Sea Fox Goddess? Hydration and posture check. Thank you. Thank you. Noira spilled a bunch of whiskey onto this random rock, then eventually this became Earth and humans. Sure, yeah, sure. Let's go with that. There's a lot of lore. I think I don't really have that much lore, to be honest. It's just that a lot more people make much lore and, you know, make their own, add more stuff into it. Eternal! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Well, yeah, let me introduce you guys to Ayo I Like Cheese, who is the drunk scribe of the Deep Blue. Ayo I Like Cheese usually posts like random tidbits of historical lore related to yours truly over on the subreddit at r/Noira, which you can also see on the Discord. Did you also know that on Discord you can get notifications of my content, like when I upload, post shorts and stuff like that, depending on what you want, and also get updates on my milestones, so you can see the progress of, you know, how far the Deep Blue has come or how much the Deep Blue is growing. And you can also hang with the other titlings. Plus there is also a Deep Blue Minecraft server, so if that sounds like your vibe, then consider joining in the Deep Blue Discord at discord.gg/Noira. Hi there, Osage. I am good. How are you? Don't tell Noira about my magic whiskey stash in the basement. You have a whiskey stash that you're keeping away from me? Okay. Time to revamp your basement. The X Slayer, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Why do you have a whiskey stash? You have some substantial bourbon knowledge. What are you, a bourbon mage? One of my cousins is going to the US, and I'm like, yo, can you bring me back bourbon? If we're lucky and they bring us back bourbon, we can have a bourbon drinking stream. Come in, new titlings. I am the Chief Financial Officer of the Deep Blue and Nightly Keeper of Koi. Yes, Ghost of Mint is. Yes. We have a lot of people with interesting titles over at the Deep Blue, which you can check on both the subreddit and the Discord. Before I start heading to bed. Well, I hope you at least get to wind down, Osage. Am I saying it's Osage, not Osage, right? I'm saying it in a Japanese way. Hope you get to wind down properly and you get a good night's rest. Also, talking about a good night's rest, I recently got zinc supplements and they're great. I truly feel Osage. Wait. Osage? Like Japanese or like sage? Osage or Osage? Osage, I guess, right? English way of pronouncing your name? Zinc supplements are real great. Oh my god. Oh, in front of the sage? Got you. I really feel like the zinc, since I've been taking the zinc supplements, I think my sleep has been amazing. And I think I just come to realize how much zinc I have been lacking in my day-to-day nutrition. I use tart cherry tablets and they work great. What are those? Like, what do they... Tart cherry tablets. Let me see. Are they like kind of like tart cherry tablets. Oh, reducing inflammation, improving sleep due to melatonin. I see. So it's kind of like lavender, right? When it comes to melatonin. Zinc is good for sleep. I don't. Let me check. I am not about to spread misinformation. Zinc benefits. Zinc is good for supporting a robust immune system, quick wound healing, proper growth, metabolism, sensors of taste and smell, playing roles in DNA or protein creation and brain function with benefits for skin fertility and eye health, essential for overall cellular function, and magnesium. Now wait, I think I need to tell you guys that I don't just take zinc. I take zinc with magnesium as well. And magnesium is at least magnesium can support sleep quality. Zinc, I started taking zinc because remember how I coughed for like fucking 3 weeks and then for another 2 weeks? The doctor I went to told me to take zinc and not vitamin C. That's why I've been taking zinc. My hypothesis is that it's because we probably get enough vitamin C in our day-to-day and not so much zinc. That's why vitamin C isn't that popularized anymore for your day-to-day supplement. Rather, you should be taking zinc. Zinc, magnesium, calcium, vitamin D. Yeah, definitely take all that. Yeah, zinc is good. For guys, zinc is I've heard about it. It's good for coming, right? Yeah. Zinc is something I've overlooked, I think, for a good while. I used to take zinc supplements, but like I kind of stopped it. I don't know why. Probably due to lack of discipline. But yeah, taking it again nowadays with in a combination with like other supplements. One notedly is magnesium. I've been getting such good sleep. Oh my god. Ever thought about doing some voice training to make your voice match your character a little more? No, not really. Sperm quality, don't be crass. Don't be crass. Your voice sounds like a pretty regular girl, and that's fine. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I don't, even if I train my voice and if I make up a voice for my character, unfortunately, I don't think I can consistently do it because, you know, I'm unprofessional like that. Let's just put it that way. So I don't think there's much of a point in it. I think spiced apple, vanilla, chamomile, and passion flower tea before bed. That's a lot. Wait, is that all in one drink, Sloth? Or is that, do you like take cups of them every time before bed? Like fucking 4 cups of these 4 different kinds of teas before bed. That's a lot of pressure for your bladder. Thank you, little Lepus. It would probably feel less personal if you sounded like a floaty, mystical anime lady. I mean, to be fair, I think it's amazing to see to see VTubers who have their voice match their models. But it is what it is. Like, sometimes some people can do it, sometimes some people can't. And at the end of the day, as much as I know how important voice is when it comes to VTubing, because it's the one thing that you get to hear and you get to focus on, right? When it comes to VTubing and the model, and the voice more than model, I think. I feel like the voice matters more than the model, not gonna lie, because that's what you gotta stick with for like the whole time. When it comes to a model, you can lurk and do other things and not look at the model, right? So I think the voice is what matters the most. It is what it is. Some people can do it, some people can't. Voice matters a lot, especially when it comes to audio quality, but in the long run, I think what makes people stay is not that. I think it's whatever the fuck you talk about and your personality and whatnot, right? But I understand how voice can be very important, and I understand the wishes of you see some VTuber models and you wish their voice sounds a little bit more fitting of their VTuber model. I understand it, but I also think it's unfair to have that expectation onto people, to put that expectation onto people. Many VTubers try to differentiate their voice at debut only to start talking normally after a while. Usually they try to pitch higher. Really? I mean, I think if we're to consider the realistic possibilities of that, I think voice actors would probably have the best methods of keeping a consistent voice throughout the whole stream. For me, it's also like, on top of not being able to professionally do it, I think it's also just, when I stream, I want to be able to do it with well, in a candid sort of sense, you know? Like, I want to be able to stream without much obstacles, if that makes sense. Yeah. And thus, I don't really change much for stream or anything. As you can see, like, even for my models, I don't really have much toggles or whatsoever. I think my streams are generally one of the more no-frills stream, to be fair. What matters more, I think, is the discussions that we have and the things that we talk about. I mean, sure, I look great and everything like that, right? But I think what matters more is the conversations that we have and the vibes that I give. And the aesthetic vibes that I give. So not just like how pretty my model is, but I really like, you know, I really like showing off the aesthetic vibes when it comes to my streams and my models. It's also dangerous to one's voice, as there are already VTubers who had to graduate to use their own natural voices beyond a voice changer. Wait, really? I didn't know it was like that. Also, I can imagine like certain voices would put a strain on your voice. For example, the way that I'm speaking right now is quite kind to my throat, to my vocal cords, because I speak in a way that's not too straining or anything like that, or I'm not like hurting my vocal cords. Like, if I spoke in a lower register and killed with my vocal fry, I feel like that will fuck with my voice a little bit more, like this. Or something like that. I can't even replicate it. But the way that I'm speaking normally on streams, it's pretty kind on me, thankfully. Unless I can, you know, I can keep the same amount of energy even though I just stream 3 hours per stream. You could be the 1.0 little blue ball PNG and I'd be cool with it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It might be detrimental to your voice health in the long run if you constantly alter your voice 3 or 4 hours straight. Yeah, especially with certain voices that kind of put a strain on you a little bit more, hey? I wonder if there's actually like VTubers out there who have successfully just kept their voice up pretty consistently. Because as I know it, like most VTubers who have been long-standing, like it's really just their natural voice. Some people find it hard to accept that someone can sound like an anime girl. Technically, someone can. Maybe they weren't born with it, but they've kind of grown up with it, and then it just became the norm, you know? So I do think that some people, they just naturally sound like that, and I really can't tell which one is like a made-up voice, which one is natural, to be fair. Thanks, guys. I didn't expect any voice compliments. What the fuck? I will dispense wisdom on YouTube side as well. Thank you, our dear drunk scribe, doing good work for the Deep Blue. Happened to one of VTuber just weeks ago. I think talking what you want is the best. There is no point in forcing yourself to speak in a different tone. That's not your default. Let us sub to your YouTube. Oh, thank you for subbing on YouTube side, Osage. Thank you. She was the OG. Lily Pichu naturally has that sort of voice, right? And I still remember like the people who used to doubt the fact that, oh, that's her natural voice. And I'm like here on the sideline and I'm like, so fucking what if it's not her natural voice, man? Let people fucking live. It's also like, you know, some people complaining about people with voice changers and everything like that. I don't understand the hate towards it. Like, let people try out the voice that they want to sound like. I mean, why are we icking people's, you know, little funs? If they enjoy sounding a certain way, let them be. I don't understand it, honestly. Like, I think I came across a tweet quite a while back saying that male VTubers all use the same voice changers and everything like that. And my first thought that I remembered was that, why are we getting so hung up about this? Like, it's a voice. Why? Like, just let it be, you know? Oh my god, my screen flickered. What the fuck? Was that my GPU? But yeah, I mean, like, so what if people use voice changes? But then again, like I said, like, these sort of... I will say this. I have been through phases where I hate on things for no particular reason, right? Even if it's... I hate on things just because. Like, because I feel a certain way, and then I react a certain way to a certain something, and then I feel a certain way, and then I decide to respond to that feeling by hating on it verbally, or like, say, maybe dissing on someone on Twitter or something like that. This is back then. I used to do that, not anymore. Nowadays, my line of process is that I feel a certain way towards something. For example, oh, ew, what the hell? Why do they sound like that? For example, okay, I really don't think there is any bad voice out there, only bad audio quality. That's truly my stance. If I'm like taken aback by how someone sounds, I will maybe, sure, some imperfect part of me might be like a little bit, have a little bit of like a little hate towards it, but I don't like vocalize it. What I try to do is that I process it and be like, okay, apparently I don't like this guy's voice, but like, why? Do I have a legit reason to? And also, like, is it reason enough to actually be vocal about it? I go throughout this whole process thought to the point that I've really learned to inhibit what my dad used to say to me back then. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. But yeah, I don't know. Why the fuck did I start talking about this? I'm sorry. It was just mad yaps. I decided to go into that tangent. But yeah, unnecessary hate towards stuff. I think some people just haven't kind of learned the... I want to say wisdom. Maturity? Not maturity either. They haven't learned the way to kind of process these sort of... They see something they don't like, even though they know... But they don't realize that it's not for any fucking reason. Like, they just don't like it, and for some reason it makes them feel valid to critique it, when to be fair, if it's a baseless thing, should you really be critiquing something vocally? My personal opinion is that if there is no objective base towards a critique, then you shouldn't, unless they're asking like, okay, if you hear this voice, how do you feel? Then that's a different story, right? But you don't just unwarrantedly critique someone because you feel something about it that has no particular reason to be hated on. Sorry, let me read chat. Sayana is one example, as she graduated from her previous incarnation to Sayana as it had a higher pitched voice. The Sea Fox's voice is melodic. Stop with the fucking compliments already. Snuffy boy. Oh yeah, I remember the Snuffy incident. If someone wants to use voice changer for privacy reasons, I think it's not a problem. Yeah. That's one of the things, right? I think when it comes to VTubing, especially if you're a big VTuber, I think your voice starts becoming a trust issue, a privacy issue as well. I'm lucky because in the country that I reside in right now, I don't speak English on a day-to-day basis. And plus, like, most of you guys are not from Indonesia anyway. So, like, I'm not really worried. I don't really get worried much about privacy issues. Except... yeah, I get worried when I talk English in public sometimes. But not so much. Just because, like, most of you guys actually are not in Indonesia. So I don't get worried about getting doxxed. So, yeah, for me, it's not really a privacy issue because I don't do my daily interactions in English. It's in Indonesian. And I sound different in Indonesian. I think that's the thing that happens, right? You speak a different language and you sound quite different. Big damn loser. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And Osage, thanks for that sub once again on YouTube side. So I try to think about why I'm bothered by things before I pass too much judgment. Yeah, and I think that's a good practice, honestly. That and also the fact that, you know, sometimes things are just unnecessary. Like, as I put it before, like saying things on social media is like you going to the town hall and putting a poster there. Like, sometimes it's just unnecessary. When Noira fights other water deities, she occasionally controls the salt in the water rather than the water itself in order to make it a challenge for herself. Salt bending! Because water bending is too easy. Cheese? Is that how it is? Yeah, I'll take that. Kind of funny when I think about it, criticizing someone for using a voice changer when they use a virtual avatar that doesn't look like the person. Yeah. And it's like a similar argument with like VTubers, right? Oh, this content creator is using an anime person as an avatar. I should hate on them. Why? Like, you have a lot of faceless content creators out there. Fuck, you can even like call Soviet Wumble a fucking VTuber if you want to consider it, because he has like a fucking art of himself as like his, you know, display picture. There are a lot of faceless creators, and suddenly VTubers are a problem because we use an anime avatar. But hey, this hate is coming unwarranted from people unnecessarily, and they don't understand how to process the feelings that they are feeling, or they don't understand that they're trying to appeal to a bandwagon. To a certain extent, they don't know what they're doing. Like, they're not that they don't know what they're doing, but they don't know any better. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's if I want to be kind. If I want to be unkind, I say fuck them. Random question, but if you were to pitch me your Discord server, what's the headline? What am I to expect from joining this? If you like tips for Dora, if you like thoughtful talks and the vibes as if you're at a bar, and also be able to have a community that's just all about celebrating the small things and just a little escapism from the possible negativities in day-to-day life, that's what the Discord server is. That's what the Deep Blue is in general, actually. Thoughtful talks and good vibes. It's the same thing on Discord side. Also, technically and objectively, I've made the Discord relatively lean, so it's easy to navigate around. I'm able to morph my voice with little difficulty that I have forgotten what I actually sounded like already. I mean, I can change my voice if I want to. Sometimes, like, I'm able to mimic certain voices when it comes to certain characters. Oh, such as Kafka back then from Honkai Star Rail. I haven't heard her recently though, so I don't think I can do it, but I technically can, but like, whether I want to use it as like my consistent speaking voice, I think it's a separate skill altogether, right? I should hate on people using anime avatars instead of showing real face, says the person using an online nickname instead of showing their real name. Exactly! One way that I put it, it's like, it's literally the same shit as you going on fucking MSN Messenger and using an anime profile pic. Like, there's no difference. You should ask Twitter users. They won't give you an answer, but the replies will be funny. Nah, I'm not here to instigate a fucking comment war, bro. I don't have the energy for that. It's one of those things that you can just ignore and move on, you know? Because I feel like these sort of critiques, where it's like, oh yeah, you're a VTuber, you're probably like a 50-year-old man behind the avatar. I feel like, even if I was, so what? I feel like at this point I wouldn't be offended by it, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, fuck you. If you don't like my shit, then go away. Let me do my own thing. Bye. I'll just block the guy. So it's one of those things that I feel like personally, it shouldn't be a hill you should die on. You should defend yourself when it's worth it, but you shouldn't fight so hard for it and put in so much energy towards it, because I feel like that energy is much more better directed if you just let it go and do other things. VTubers are entertainers at the end of the day. It's like getting mad at an actor for pretending to be someone else. That's also one way to put it. Did you make your own VTuber model or hired artist? No. I have my artist, of course. I have Kale, who actually rigged and made my model. You can check all my credits, all the credentials and everything over on my website at noira.me. It shows who made my model, who rigged it, and all the previous models as well. Remember Project Melody? She was like the first VTuber. They hated her because she found a way to not expose her real self while working a cam girl job. You see? It's like such a non-issue. Like I said, I think there's just a good bunch of people out there who just don't have the wisdom yet or awareness yet to navigate feeling certain things to the point that somehow they find it valid to just take a jab at other people even though it's necessary, and it's kind of baseless. And is there judgment towards them? Yes, but I also understand, but also it doesn't excuse their behavior. But all I can hope for is that I hope that those kind of people kind of at least have some experiences that kind of helps them grow more into it and realize eventually that what the fuck they're feeling doesn't have to translate to hate sometimes. I'm not entirely new, so I was already sold. You're not entirely new? I see. Thanks for watching my videos, Fedora. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys who actually watch my videos on YouTube and stuff. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. I don't put as much work as people who have like crazy 30-minute video essays for sure, but I sacrifice a lot of sleep hours for the video essays that I make. So I really do appreciate seeing numbers go up when I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to hear me fucking yap. So it's very encouraging for me. Thank you, guys. It's also generally accepted that people that post hateful comments are doing it for the reaction. That is the only power that they have in life. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Only for a reaction. I mean, yeah, I guess some people I understand. Some people like the attention because maybe they didn't grow up in an environment where they had like a healthy supply of attention and love on them. This is not a diss. This is an observation, okay? I didn't mean to make it sound like a diss. So I guess I'd understand why some people would do some things for attention. I have gone through that too. Oh my god, thank fucking goodness I grew out of it, because it was like one of my cringiest phase. But yeah, I understand. But yeah, the only thing I can hope for is that they learn to be better, hey? What else can I do? I can only ignore, maybe block, and then hope that maybe someday they'll go through something that'll make them think twice. Besides, VTubers are just streamers like the ones with IRL cam. There is no point in unreasonable hatred towards them. Yeah. AKA, in general, people should just learn to be kinder to each other and realize that, okay, not interacting with people face to face is making us have a tendency to be a little bit meaner than other people, than we used to be or than we usually are, and maybe we should rethink that. That is the bottom line of it, I think. That I wish people would realize that faceless interactions can be making you a little bit more unnecessarily mean, and I hope they consider that. Shara, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. Some people are mad at themselves, so they take it out in the world. Yeah. I'm not sure if Melody is the first VTuber, but more so the first cam girl VTuber, I think. I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know. I don't think I know that much about VTuber history. I mean, I knew about... I'm quite new to the whole VTuber thing, not gonna lie. Like, the first time I kind of stumbled upon VTubers, I mean, I always knew about Kizuna Ai, But the first time I stumbled across, I truly decided to take a look at VTubers was really when I wanted to start VTubing, because back then I used to be an IRL streamer and content creator, right? There would be times where I wanted to just not show my face, and instead I would put like a PNG illustration of myself somewhere instead. So one day I asked my friend, Manager-san, Vin, I was like, is there a way for me to like stream but not have to show my face, but maybe I can put like, you know, an anime image instead? And he's like, don't you know what VTubing is? And I'm like, no, what the fuck is that? That's how I started VTubing. But like back then, I think it was in 2016 or 2017, I used to make content and stream sometimes with just having an anime image to represent myself instead for days when I couldn't be bothered showing my face. Because showing your face is, I don't know, man, it's a lot of extra thought, you know what I mean? At least for me, like you become very conscious about how you look on camera, and then you gotta put on makeup, and you gotta be conscious of how you look in general, and it just gets uncomfortable sometimes when sometimes you just want to stream and not worry about these sort of things. You just want to worry about having good conversations and not how you look. And I think VTubing is great for that, on top of the anonymity and privacy it provides. I'm legally required to watch you until I will not disclose who pays me. Wait, what? What? Okay. VTubing is a sacrifice. The amount of time and money is greater than most realize. Prepping for my debut and it's slog to get everything together. It is. But I will say though that if you're a VTuber, you should differentiate between doing it purely for the love of it, or doing it for the profits of it, or potential profits of it. It's a very low chance, I'm telling you, but it's still there. Or like a combination of both. If you're doing it for the pure love of it, it takes off so much off your mind. Your videos brought me here. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. If you're doing VTubing for the profits of it, I think it can take away a lot of your sanity, because VTubing, like with every other entertainment industry, is a very low chance strike gold sort of thing, you know, like actors and, you know, debuting as an artist. It's similar. Very low chance of succeeding, but it's there. Would you consider making a video about the loneliness epidemic? Which loneliness epidemic? Also, I have a video that's called The Loneliness Epidemic. Have a good one, Centipede! Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by, Centipede. You have a good rest. I think VTuber came from Japan and Kizuna Ai. Yeah, I think Kizuna Ai is the first VTuber, right? What's my opinion on orbs? What do you mean? That's cute. I like orbs. That is very cute. Orbs are pretty, I'll say that. I remember one guy saying he became a VTuber because he got tired of people harassing his looks when he used to live stream IRL. That's so mean. That's so mean. But yeah, I mean, whatever reason people have for like VTubing, I think all of them are valid, because it's not something you should be hating on anyway. It's not as if you're hurting anyone with it. But there is one use case of VTubing that I don't particularly like, and I think we should ostracize. It is to avoid accountability. Fuck, if you've done like stupid shit back then, or like evil shit, and then you run away and make a new VTuber persona to kind of just, you know, fade away from everything and kind of hope that people forget about it, that's sleazy as fucking hell, dude. I don't like that. When people constantly pick on facial expressions of the streamer, it tends to get more draining and hard to keep up with it. Like, show your face. Yeah, and like, you imagine like the people screenshotting your face and everything like that in like very weird, you know, weird ways. Oh, and also another thing that I don't particularly that I like about VTubing is that you don't have to worry about your colleagues finding out, because I'm really like, I think a lot of people might be able to relate to this, though I'm not sure if everyone will be able to relate to this, but I think I'm I'm a different person when I'm working at the workplace. I'm a different person with my family. I'm a different person with my friends, and I'm a different person when I'm on stream and I'm trying to be, and when I try to be. Yeah, I'm a different. No wait, no, I'm practically the same person that I am on stream and as with friends. But I do know like some VTubers take it a bit further in order to push the entertainment value a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thus, that's why like I don't mind my friends knowing that I VTube, but the only thing that I'm shy of is the fact that I'm an anime girl. But other than that, I usually tell my friends about my VTubing and my channel, but I tell them don't watch it in front of me. Like I'm gonna get like cringe ass secondhand embarrassment. But I don't think I would ever tell about my VTubing activities with my colleagues for the same fucking reason that I separate how I am with my colleagues for work and how I am with my friends as two different things. And I think back then I did used to have a phase where I would kind of push the entertainment value of my streams a little bit more in my content. Yeah, I don't want me trying to me enjoying fun stuff becoming a topic at the workplace. That's weird. What do we name every orb? Bad people doing bad things should never be acceptable. Yeah. Says UK-based vlogger was the first VTuber. Wait, UK-based vlogger? Really? Wait, what do they consider a VTuber? If they consider like having a PNG becoming a VTuber, maybe I was the first VTuber in 2016. No, wait, you said 2011. Oh, never mind. That's way back. Yeah, personal life and work life. Yeah. And like, I mean, the privacy is nice. The fact that you're a VTuber means that you won't get recognized by your colleagues. Like if you still have a day job, you won't get recognized as a VTuber. Because that has happened to me before when I used to IRL stream. I think I've told this story before, but I used to be relatively big with a certain community, and this game was pretty, you know, rampant. Like it was pretty popular. And I remember I was going into a meeting and this guy was like, wait, aren't you Noira? This is a meeting where I think I was trying to procure his services, and he said, wait, aren't you Noira? And I'm like, wait, this is so fucking weird. Can we not? And I just had to awkward laugh it away. I was like, haha, yeah, that's what I do at my spare time. And then I was clearly not enjoying this small talk, so I had to immediately change the topic. I really did not like that. Like imagine you're trying to talk with a potential supplier, a potential client, or like a potential, maybe you're interviewing someone, and then you have to have that conversation. That's very weird. Have a good one, little leapers. Yeah. Since then, I don't know. I've had like certain interactions when I used to IRL stream that kind of spurred me to wanting to just have a little bit more privacy to myself. I like separating between work and, you know, personal life. Anyway, should we call it? Did you just call me Ate, bro? It's oneesan, not Ate, not auntie. It's oneesan. Know your place. Wait, I didn't mean to say know your place. Know the proper terminology. Why the fuck did I say know your place? 3D animated model? Damn, that's kind of crazy. We are overtiming. No, we don't want to overtime. I've been overtiming for the past few days. Let's call it, guys. I'm sleepy. I want to do some Where Winds Meet dailies before I go to sleep. Plus, I have an early day tomorrow. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. And if you did, well, why am I not? Wait. Let me sync my model before I do this. Why do I keep staring that way? God fucking damn it. All right, thank you everyone for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. If you like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like if you're on Twitch, or subscribe. Wait, if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. For you guys who are new here, let me reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. And as you can see, we talked a lot about life today, and with some of my hot takes, please do not take them out of context. You don't want your Sea Fox to get cancelled, right? Out of context. Isn't that the worst kind of cancellation? When it's purely out of context? I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's at 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. That's at 7 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US. That's around 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU. And also, I have a YouTube if you haven't checked that out. That's where I upload my videos and stuff like that. And also join Discord. Join Discord. On Discord, you can hang with the other titlings. We also have like a Discord, a Deep Blue Minecraft server. We have a Minecraft server for the titlings. And plus, if you like the vibes here, you'll probably like the vibes at the Discord as well. You can also get notifications for my upload, my content, and like any announcements from me, like if I'm not streaming that day, or if there's a membership stream, and also like updates on milestones of how the Deep Blue is growing, like if we're having more titlings at the Deep Blue, or like the things that I've achieved in 2025. If you trust me and you want to be part of the journey of seeing how far the Deep Blue can go, come over to Discord side. There's also like a subreddit if that's your thing, at r/Noira. And is there anything else I'm missing here? If you want to find out more about me, you can on my website at noira.me. Estrellas, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm sorry. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the talks that we had today and the vibes. If not the vibes, at least, if you did not like the talks. Because I did have some questionable topics today. I had a good time. Now, let me find someone to raid. I'll be streaming. I have a membership stream for this Saturday or like Friday night for some of you guys. So do join that if you wanna. It's going to be a karaoke stream. It's on YouTube, so do turn on the notification for that. Who shall we raid today? Dareka. Who shall we raid? Let's see. Is this the Ubebe I know from Daijobu? I think it is. Wait, let me check. Yes, it is. Okay, let's raid into her. I've seen her around, but I've never raided her. So let's raid into Ubebe. Ubebe. Alright, thank you everyone. I hope you guys have a good rest. I'll see you guys over for membership stream. Yeah? Thank you. I'll see you on the flip side. Sayonara. Oh, also, shit, I forgot to say. Fuck me. Thank you for everyone's offerings towards the shrine and your generosity towards the Deep Blue. Look at how much we got. Fuck me, I forgot to do that. All right, guys. Bye. Thank you for your offerings towards the shrine. I'm going to be drinking well over the weekends.